Wake up, bitch, we're going shopping.
Yep, this tracks. Yep, sorry, Balvi. Go back to sleep again. Goes.
Cat butt.
Cat butt.
Goes, answers the door. Probably steps outside. Just to not disturb Balvi.
They would have gotten. They would have gotten Athalor first because he's on the way. How would they have collected Athalor?
Pop! This boggle explodes into sludge.
What did the ugly sticky babies do?
Ugly sticky baby
started this?
attack Paramir! Attack us! I destroy ugly baby.
Who started it? Paramir or the ugly sticky babies?
Hard to tell. I'll pop out of bush.
It's
Certain.
just popping out of a bush.
They live in bush.
Wait,
they pop
do
out
you
of bush.
Kill everything that pops out of a bush?
If it stinks as bad as this ugly baby, yeah.
Oh, well, I've known a lot of stinky people who are actually very nice. You can't judge a baby by his stink.
Lash looks at you, kind of confused, but also kind of in awe. If Ezek can look past stench of ugly baby, Lash can look past stench of ugly baby.
Okay, so Leg Day impersonates the boyfriend. Is that why they broke up?
Oh my god.
I'm thinking this is afterwards. Oh my
God.
Oh, I'm just putting it on the table. You don't have to go with it. I'm just putting it on the table.
I don't know if that would end up in being friends as much as being
That's gonna derail the crap out of this game.
But is it though? Well, you know,
We're gonna turn absolute power into a dating sim.
You turn into a girl and bait him into doing something. So we end up bonding.
A loyalty test.
You loyalty test the ex-boyfriend.
Wait, what if I like? You know how they do this on TikTok?
Yeah, they set it up, and you guys are like in on it. And
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You have no idea what's going through her head right now. If you were perhaps a little bit more perceptive, you would see the face of somebody who never wanted to be a mother, who never planned to be a mother, who's dedicated her life to gathering power so that she's never in a position where she's vulnerable again and where she won't be used for anyone else's purposes ever again, and yet finds herself having to talk to this teenager about drugs. Like, never anticipated this and is now trying to figure out the best way to go about it. Okay.
When a mummy drug and a daddy drug love each other very much,
Okay.
they do a special cuddle.
Shut up, Leg Day.
All right, champions, round number 3. Fight.
I would like to cast Fuck This at 3rd level.
You could certainly try.
I'll cast an invisibility at 2nd level.
That's the appropriate name for it. Fuck this, I'm out. We're renaming invisibility.
So they're going to work on an item that will permanently maintain that spell for you, or some other long-term solution.
I was gonna say, damn, they trust Athalor to not just pop that shit off like Lord of the Rings style. Yeah, that's a lot of trust in a teenager.
Well, they haven't mentioned the fact yet that they're probably going to implant a spike in his heart or something with the effect on it.
Yo,
Who
Chainsaw
knows?
Man mode.
All right, so
Pull the rope to get the uncle out. Actual chain, Uncle Man.
You've seen the man from Uncle. But now the uncle from Man.
From the man. Good lord.
I mean, when
How
we
does that
say the
work?
pants are tight, the thing is like how like I'm thinking about like the materials that would be used to make pants and how tight they physically could be. And can we just turn him upside down and
Let the problem sort itself
You know.
out.
let gravity do its job? Because like in a world without elastic, pants can only be so tight and still like let you walk.
That's wise.
I watch too much YouTube about historical clothing.
It is Paramir, and the pants are pretty tight.
Oh my
But, like-
god. Do not type lead pants into Google. You are not going to get a search that is going to be. My goodness, that's a big thing. Jeez.
Well, now I want to.
I'd take a closer look, but do not touch it.
Again, it's about yay big, beautifully carved, smells like fresh cedar. Like it's very aromatic with that almost sweet wood smell, and clearly hand carved, handcrafted.
Oh my God.
The lid slides off. It's carved into grooves on top of the box.
Could be a mirror in there.
Okay, who did that?
My bad. I just
Who
saw a
did
card. I thought it was cool. Was I not supposed to click that?
This is why we don't let you drive the car.
It was just like, cool, there's cards.
And it was the void too. That's like
Oh.
Eldritch Blast to the face at the werewolf. I refuse to flinch.
And a nat 20. Critical hit.
I'm just gonna reach out, grab him in the face, and just
Another 21 points of force damage. Oof. Do you want to tell them or should I?
It's not looking good, chat.
Oh no.
Toddleheim.
Oh no.
Drops to 0.
Think so.
Oh my god! It's hot! Oh, I'm gonna stop you so. Oh, it's so hot! I don't like this at all!
Genuinely
Genuinely what?
scared me.
My apologies.
freestyle.
Okay, everyone, just believe in yourself, okay? You need to be able to just stretch your bony little arms out and let go of Bolshaya. Richard Simmons, by the way, in case no one realizes what I'm doing. And I'm going to hit some persuasion.
Oh, that's so
looks out after the fleeing scientist. Abby, go. And then he'd go over, he's going to touch the back of the doctor's head with his symbiote hand, and then his hand is going to transform into the doctor's hand, and he's going to put it on the orb.
Oh! Yeah, baby!
What does that do?
Something that gnomes didn't expect.
That's a great question.
Mason and Athalor, swept up along in the fey magic of this party, said something particularly heinous about the professor who just dropped a pop quiz on them. Something incredibly insulting and a little bit louder than you intended.
Cancelled.
About Mason and Athalor, TL doesn't read. What level spell is Twit longer?
And why is Garnet upset?
Because I'm gonna die alone out of the lore.
Don't you have like an arranged marriage?
No, that doesn't count.
Wait, you have an arranged marriage?
I'm in no such relationship that's been null and voided. The terms of the contract are canceled. I'm gonna be alone.
What about Una?
What about it? What about him?
Do you think we could get drunk?
My familiar drunk?
Maybe. Sorry, I'm just contemplating all the possibilities.
So you have a horn that gets you drunk?
Yeah, we should. Well, stares at DM. Just as their other plans.
About those plans you had, I hope you've got a good drunk Una voice.
Look, it's up to you to just go for it. Underage drinking, why
I'm
not?
mostly kidding. I'm mostly kidding.
Hi.
Okay, describe this devil's fate at the claws of Slobber Chops.
He gets like whipped around, lands on his head, still like conscious and alive. Slobs just starts like going at his ass, just like and just disembowels him.
Oh! Like I imagine the camera pans away and you hear a sound like a wood chipper, and you just gore spewing off to the side. It's like somewhat, discretionary shot, but everybody
His legs are like.
And then Slobber Chops' face comes up into the screen, covered in gore, and it just does the one lick, the one like aggressive face lick. Yep.
I hate exactly what it is. I hate everything I stand for.
All right, so your armor's broken, you're exerted, you're in the middle of a pile of enemies. It is now your side's turn. How would everybody like to act? Mr. Sir Thomas automatically moves over to Zone 8.
I need to keep taming, or I'm
I'd
gonna
like to
die.
use my turn to give an encourage advantage to Lemon with some inspiring bardic words.
All right, I don't think that is how this works, but it's a time-honored tradition, so yes, bardic
what else
inspiration.
can a fucking bard do?
Always bardic inspiration. It's always valid.
Alright.
You have a bow!
Tamer, you've got this. These wolves you'll dismiss. With treats and some kibble, you'll leave them remiss.
What?
You're gonna do great!
Alex melts away and vanishes, replaced by Cyrus.
In handcuffs?
Yes. Yes.
He.
Except that his eyes are wrong. They are filled with piercing blue light.
Oh damn, the stream is about to get good.
Got blue eyes too.
The Arbiter makes his way out of this portal, launches into the sky with his wings. Acolytes! You have come for dungeons and dice and death matches. And I have returned to satiate your bloodlust. As you look at each other in the sands of the arena, you've been here before. You were here that day. You know what happens in this arena. You know what is next. You know what you must do. Welcome to D20 Deathmatch.
Thoras, you know this angel? Vouch for me. We've helped each other.
Thoras does not know the angel, but Thoras is also confused as to what is going on.
As am I. Help me if you can.
Alan, I have not known you much time, but you seem okay.
A rousing vouch. Thank you, Thoras. You remember when I let you borrow my car? You remember when I gave all of that money to orphan children? You remember when when I gave you those spare tickets that I had to that concert?
Thoras does not remember much. Thoras can only remember falling through the sky and looking very cool.
You have carte blanche aside from that.
Cool. So thinking kind of like, because it's pocket dimension and shapeshifting, but maybe it's kind of like a Venom-esque arrangement where it's a dimensional parasite that so like when he absorbs things into his hand, maybe it's like a fucking, oh no, I've done it again. Maybe it's a teethy hand that like a toothy hole.
Could you please just once not consort with otherworldly powers from beyond the scope of human imagination? Just once, light day.
I refuse. There's too much empty headspace here with my lack of a brain to not have another thing in there.
Garnet, why does Merrick have authority over the tribes of Ocarthal? How can he manipulate them?
DM question. What's the tribes of Carthel again?
The
That's
dragon
right.
tribes,
No.
the 10 dragon tribes.
Oh. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not very lore versed, okay?
No, that's fine, that's
20
fine.
Into, by the way.
By the way, Beric's a dragon. What of it? Oh yeah, the dragon tribes.
Oh yeah, okay. The math is not mathing up right now.
As you yeet that rock with that alien on it, I don't want to die! As he, like Krillin and DBZ just explodes.
Another little glowy worm crawls out. Timothy!
Oh, I'm sorry.
Unbeknownst to you, you've killed the mayor of the Worms town. He had brought peace and prosperity to his new empire, but now their society cast adrift on an asteroid, leaderless, falls into chaos once again, and decays from within. And
Look, sometimes I don't know my own strength. I'm sorry.
Arbiter!
yes, Grandmaster.
You get to jump in on this one.
I come in hot, white, glowing wings flared out. I've got the cheapest metal chair that you could possibly find. It's like I've got 10 or 20 years of repressed rage behind this chair. I'm rolling to hit with this chair. Oh, that's good. That's good. That'll hit. That's 16.
They were on their way to find Sig, Ariana's tutor, the head of magical botany, and someone who had already been a vector for the Infernals in a previous incident. And if Unter Meowler, the library cat, would get off of my stream deck so I could run the show, that would be fantastic.
Oh, is it Athalor time? Let me at him. Let me at Athalor.
Regards. Regards.
I'll kill that little.
All right.
Quiet down. Are you guys dating? Are you guys a thing?
Mason doesn't respond.
Time and place, Garnet.
Wait, is Francisco saying that?
Yes.
I mean, a maze is quite a romantic date, right?
Mason, you saved her. Oh, see, like Mason's the one who did all the work. These are like his dogs, and he let us here, and he really was so worried. And we fought this big thing earlier, and Mason was just so cool.
Oh my God, the vouch.
Thank you for the lampo.
Roll to vouch, persuasion or deception, your choice.
Mason will try to say some of those things are true.
The only thing that you notice, Garnet, is just like little touches of frost, just the barest remnants of frost underneath where the books were.
Oh, no. Wait, is this having Herald vibes of
No.
Frost origin?
No. This isn't black ice. This is not Agathisian ice.
You will forever pay for what you have done, Garnet. I will punish you with ice cream pies. What? This is amateur hour.
No, that was.
Give me a stroke over here. I'm seeing enough of this shit. I'm going to bed. Fuck this. I don't want to go to bed, actually. I don't want to do anything.
Then tell me everything you believe may have occurred.
You ever heard of the ass snake?
I don't know.
Oh, he said ass snake.
I don't know what they preach where you come from, mortal, but that's not actually a problem. We don't really care. That's, whatever keeps being alive joyful, you keep being alive joyful. That's not my concern.
You're underneath, wrench, screwdriver, acetylene torch. And you managed to disconnect. Now you're gonna have to get it over all these traps and pits and stuff. But on the other hand, you have a flying barbarian.
You have a flying.
Yep,
sword.
flying barbarian. Oh, that's exactly how we're gonna
Weaponized
implement the
flying
ballista, by the way.
barbarian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here I thought you were going to attach it to the ship, but no.
No.
I
Right
am
out
this ship,
style.
baby.
Oh yeah.
Airstrike, danger close.
We're gonna roll into Avernus, and we're not gonna actually have any kind of like doom buggy. We're all gonna be riding on top of just Crozet floating around riding a ballista.
How did you get a blip? No, it's just a flying dwarf.
Fly me close up. I want to hit them with my sword.
Who are we?
The companions of the Crimson Chain. All right.
So as we just burst through the door, like, while you're meditating.
Honey, I'm home. Knock, 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 knock.
It's goofy time.
Blood banging the door. Mason like about to wrap up, just like opens his eyes, like side eyes the door, sighs. Gets up, answers the door. Oh,
So what did
hello?
you mean by you say you told me to be help? Just immediately starts. You told me to be helpless, right? That didn't really work. But then you said you like Francisco because she's so independent and confident, knows what she wants. I'm like that. Why don't I have a Mason? Not you, but like a Mason.
A boyfriend is what she means.
Yeah, someone like a guy who likes that.
Good morning. Do you want to? You want to come inside?
Sure.
Okay.
This is a test of the public scuff system. This is a test, and only a test. In the event of actual scuff, you would not be hearing this message, which would thereby invalidate this message. Matt, are you scuffed?
God, I hope not. How's it sound? Am I scuffed?
No more
or am
than
I...
usual. Pods, how you doing?
Okay, good.
Are we,
I am confirmed not scuffed.
Okay, excellent. Drozy, are you scuffed?
Maybe.
Cheery.
Okay, did you do that on purpose? If you did, that was funny.
I was gonna say, wait.
Wait, what'd I do?
Oh, okay. We'll pull the clip. We'll post the clip later. LaFawn, are you scuffed?
Unfortunately, I can't tell if I'm scuffed until after I've responded to your question. So,
Right.
Am I?
No, you're good. All right. I'm going to go to
Oh, there you go.
the starting soon page, and then we are going to actually start the show. After a harrowing journey through the tenacious tunnels on the world of Oscus, hurled at speeds greater than any mortal mind should be forced to comprehend inside pods of flesh and metal, our four travelers have arrived at the next station, the pods catching on hooks, massive hooks dangling from chains and coated with dried blood. As they regain their combobulation and their inner ears start to restabilize, the flesh of the pods peels open, revealing a stone platform with an eerie tunnel of darkness receding on the other side. They have traveled here in search of a halfling with a clockwork leg, John Carmichael and Asena, visitors from another world pursuing the flesh of Kur, and these two mysterious locals who seem to know about the individual that they seek, and perhaps even more. Upon arrival, could I get John and Asena to please roll Constitution saving throws?
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
no.
Okay, never mind.
Oh, okay. Well,
we'll
I
play
guess we're
Yahtzee
doing
or
it.
something. Odds, you're fine.
I thought we already did this. I'm seeing con saves the last time we were here.
That was for
weren't
the
we?
first.
Didn't we?
That was for the first time.
Oh.
This is for the second time.
Oh.
John Carmichael,
Well, shoot.
upon arrival, you puke.
Yeah, that's understandable.
That's all. That is all.
And I don't puke.
Correct. And for the other two, for Dolores and Yasmin, you two have been traveling this way for a while, and so you're used to it by this point.
Can we go faster next time?
What was that?
Can we go faster next time? They're getting a little bit dull. After so many trips, I feel like we could maybe throw some backflips in place.
I could take us faster, probably.
Yeah, right. Like I think that's a good upgrade. Maybe we could do a barrel roll each time. I'm just looking at John the whole time as we're kind of having this awkward kind of one-upmanship on what the traversal options are needed to do.
That's vegetation. Okay, we're good to go. Well, that was something. You know, normally I'm all for the sci-fi hijinks, but that didn't sit well for some reason. I must be getting old. But I won't tell you how old.
Yeah, you are old.
I'm not that old. Dang it.
Judging between your sense of humor and your previous height, I'm going to guess somewhere between 4 and 400.
You hit the nail on the head there, Yasmin.
Nice.
Speaking of hitting things, and my stomach just hit the floor. Where are we?
Dolores?
I don't. Did we ever get a name for this? We're just kind of. We're here.
And when you're here, your family.
You would know that you're in the Tenarius tunnels, and you just took a trip on the Incittatio pods.
Okay, so tunnels, pods. Welcome.
And you are waiting for the train.
So
Does
when
the
did the
train go
tunnel
fast?
snakes show up?
Tunnel snake?
I heard they rule.
What's a tunnel snake?
I've never heard of tunnel snakes.
Oh, good. We don't have those here.
No, this is just a train. It'll get us to where we're going.
I guess better time now than any. Do you have any questions before we get to where we're going?
Yeah, how fast does it go?
Well, you know, I've never actually calculated that. Judging by fast.
Will she
Definitely
is she gonna
fast.
like it?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Good.
Maybe.
Fantastic.
No? You know, we should just ask, actually. I don't know why I'm responding on your behalf. Will you like this?
Are you talking to me?
I mean, I guess John was asking. Yeah.
Sure.
There
I
you go.
like it if John throws out.
No, okay, then you're not gonna like it because that's not happening again.
I don't know. Is this kind of party?
You know, I actually do have a couple questions if you wouldn't mind fielding them. So, as far as I'm aware, the Celestial Heroes, specifically the 3 that were in this quadrant, there are at least one of them is still active. They are the leader of that really charming group that we just got ourselves away from. Not but what, an hour ago or less? Is that right?
Feel free to, if your characters would know but the players don't know, feel free to tap me in.
Yeah, they serve part of the government. The people we just got away from serve part of the government that was set up by those heroes.
Also, there wasn't time to mention this earlier, but we're kind of sort of in really big trouble. The
How
ring
so?
that was swiped a little whiles back, that kind of sort of just locks hell away from here. So they'll probably want that back. And by probably, I do mean definitely.
Oh yeah, I was kind of the reason I took it. It seemed like a pretty important bargaining chip, depending on how things end up playing out here.
I don't think they'll bargain with you. They'll just kill you.
You know, they can try. considering where we've been and what we've encountered, they would be one of many to try and to fail. So
Where are you? Where have you been? Like, where are you even from?
I'm from a little rock a ways away from here called Earth, and she's from a very similar place. What was it? What was yours called again there, Asena?
Yord?
That's right. Great job.
I'm the savior of Yord.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's accurate. That's
Yep,
accurate.
That's what we agreed on.
That's accurate. You're the savior of Yord. I'm the guy from Earth, and you're the savior of Yord. We need to work on our titles.
You need to work on your title.
That's a good
Mine
point.
sounds awesome.
Yours is
The
incredible.
guy from Earth.
I was mostly kind of just, making a don't worry about it. Anyways, we are multiversal travelers. I think we kind of touched on this a little bit on the way, but suffice it to say, this place you know as Ascus is one of many prime material worlds that we have been to across the multiverse, and hell is just but a number of different places. And I don't really know what your hell is like. We could find out about that later if it's important, but honestly, I don't think I hope it's not going to come up over the course of this adventure.
GM, strictly speaking, we would not know if there's a hell for us, right? Because we would not have had access to it, barring the information that we've received recently.
Roll a religion check, both of you, please.
Religion check.
Legend. Oh, where's my character sheet? There you are. Okay.
Oh, starting off strong.
There it is. There it is.
Okay.
Oh no.
Hell
let's
exists.
I got an
18.
18.
Okay. So there are 3 lower planes. There's the abyss for evil souls wrapped in chaos. There's hell for evil souls wrapped in law. And there's the river Styx, which carries souls from point A to point B. However, thanks to the salvation of the celestial heroes, people don't go to hell anymore.
Oh.
So where do they go?
Nowhere.
That's a great question. But they don't go to hell. Either they go to Elysium or heaven, or they just don't go to hell.
What? So do the zombies just if
they're
heaven
dead.
is full and no one can go to hell, then the dead will rise again.
I'm guessing you haven't gotten to that world yet.
We just came from Perdition Flats, actually. Don't worry.
A quick aside, John and Asena. What happens to dead people where you come from?
Like where Asane and I have most recently been, or like from where I come from?
From your home world.
That's that takes a lot to unpack. My world's magic and the occult, supernatural. It's not really mainstream. So I only found out I was an initiate amongst a group that were very secret society types who would kind of hide magic from the rest of the world, and things would go bump in the night. We would bump back, that whole tea kettle. But for the most part, your layman didn't really know anything about that. So it's kind of hard to say. I really didn't have the time to dig into it back when I was there. I haven't been back for quite some time. But when I finally find my way home, if I ever do, I will be certain to find out and let you know.
Okay.
So are you like a sinner?
Am I a sinner? I mean, aren't we all sinners? A little bit.
Not here.
and there?
No.
Not
No.
of Ascus. There are no sinners.
I'm
Right.
holy.
Is what they want
He
you to
is
believe.
indeed, actually, yeah. What about you all? What happens? When you do something bad? If you happen to sin, do you have some kind of weird implant that lets the big brother people know that you've done
What?
something bad?
You're so funny.
No.
No, that would be ridiculous.
You're just banished forever.
Oh, okay, so what counts as sin around here? Like if you tell a lie, you
yeah,
get
absolutely.
banished.
Oh no, banished is a little far for that. No, for just lying, no way. Correction though, absolutely, probably would definitely happen.
What is correction?
Well, I guess it depends on how bad the lie is. But if it's a big lie, they'd absolutely cut part of your brain out.
The part of your brain where you lie.
I've never had it happen to me, so I couldn't tell you.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Damn
Where
it!
do you
I'm a bard, not a brain surgeon.
I'm a bard. Where do you get banished to? Do you know?
Well, the Somovia Island is where all the ne'er-do-wells go, as they say. Now, of course, as the minister would have you believe, it's only the truly heinous that go there. And as we all know, nothing bad ever happens, so they definitely belong there for sure.
I feel like the two of you are a part of, well, I already know you're a part of a group that kind of hangs along the fringe of society. At least I kind of am putting that together.
How
But I
dare
take
you.
it the status quo really, you're not really hand in hand with the way things are going. Is that right?
I'll have you know, I am an acclaimed actress at a very well-renowned theater where we only tell the most virtuous of stories.
I saw, and you helped us utilize all of your tips and tricks to lay low and get under the radar of those in charge.
Crap.
So, look, I had a really good feeling about the two of you when everything started kind of going haywire back there. And I just kind of want to make sure, now that we're in the bowels of your very deep, dark, dank tunnel with a train incoming and a organization that we know is able to set up bombs across the city, I want to make sure I backed the right horse as it is. What are we getting ourselves into? Who are you all?
I would actually take this moment. Yasmin would absolutely take this moment. I'm going to glance at Asina and John here. This is a fairly innocuous line of questioning. What is John's body language? What is John's and Asina's body language? Are they coming across in a friendly, investigative manner? So, you know, trying to build kind of the puzzle pieces to a general argument that's growing, or is it more guarded? Is this trying to find an avenue into what Yasmin and Dolores are saying? So the question rather becomes, are you investigating a general problem, or are you asking pointed questions, trying to ferret something out from your two erstwhile guides?
Asana, how's things looking for you?
From Asena's body language, she doesn't seem stressed or like this is bothering her at all. Like she's probably just intrigued at the questioning because it's cool questions instead of boring questions.
Okay. And for John?
So you get the sense that John is cautious. Not cautious as in like he has something to hide, but more so cautious as in he approaches every situation looking for an exit. He puts his back, you know, in the corner of any establishment he goes into. He's always expecting some kind of double cross betrayal or some kind of weird hang up to happen during any interaction that he has. But you can tell he's really excited. Yeah, he's kind of like resisting the tapping of his foot. He's glancing about, but he's also looking both of you over very intently. It's almost like he's unwrapping a mystery, trying to figure out what is happening and collecting information rather than trying to disseminate if you're good, bad, or otherwise.
Okay. Up to this point, there's been like kind of a joking air to Yasmin. You know, even as she's kind of replied in kind with, "Oh, you know, it's you just get banished, no big deal," kind of thing. As you kind of highlight that last question, I'm going to stand still completely for the first time since you've met her. Keep in mind, she's always been fiddling with something, right? Something being built, something being constructed. For the first time, her hands are utterly still. She looks both of you dead in the eye. Our world will die. And our magic is the reason for it. We don't use spell casting as you imagine it. With the spells that they casted earlier, GM, they were different than what I was casting, right?
So conventional wizards, clerics, etc., cast magic while from a different source than you as normal. However, the specific form of energy that is available to the masses, regardless of their spell casting capability, that's the issue. High level wizard, not the problem. The train, that's a problem.
Right.
Oh.
I don't have time to get into the specific science of it all, but there are two things that make me trust you, or at least give you this information as an extension of a favor owed. One, the math checks out for all the things that you've claimed. To be from a different plane, a different thing, all of this makes sense. So you are not some people that are coming in trying to sell us. At least it'd be a very, very difficult sell what you're trying to give. Second, I do not and cannot trust the ministry after what they have done. And yet, I cannot quite give in to every demand that has been given from our other side as well. So I give you this information to recognize I do not want my journey, my inventions, my knowledge, my craft to disappear into the ether, and I must stop at nothing to prevent that from happening. My world must continue so that my legacy extends into infinity. Our magic, our cars, our trains, our way of life are dependent on the death and destruction of everything and everyone. Time, I'm not sure the scale. 10 years, 100, 1,000, it matters not. But eventually, everything in this realm will fade. And you two are our only hope to prevent that from happening.
I would like John and Asena, as you take in this information, to please roll perception checks.
Can I also make an insight check as well? I wanted to see specifically when Yasmin was saying that the world will die. It seems as though this is coming from a place of, again, not specific fact, as in they know this is something that's going to happen soon, but it is going to happen. And this is something they obviously want to stop. Never mind. I just answered my own insight by just talking it out. Don't worry about it.
Matt made an insight check instead of John making an insight check.
I will also say, if you had asked as like a what do you call it, a contested check, I would have automatically failed it. Like I would have chosen to fail.
Glorious.
John, you see a train in the tunnel. It's fairly large. It's extremely oddly shaped. There is no visible power source. It is completely silent. And as you look at it, if you blink, the facets and the angles of the train change.
Does it appear to be not connected to any kind of rail or guidance system?
It's not on a rail. It's just in the tunnels.
Just kind of doing its thing. Is it floating, or is it grinding or slithering along the ground?
It's in contact with the ground. It is making no noise.
Oh, interesting. How close until that train's going to arrive do you think John would estimate?
Until the party's done with this scene.
Hey, Yasmin, Dolores, it seems that we've got a lot that we can do to help each other. And I think that I speak for my associate when I tell you that we would be happy to help you in so much that we would reasonably be able to. However, we are here for a very specific reason as well. And before that train arrives with a group that you seem to be allied with, but not entirely trusting of, I'd like to just get that across to you. We are a part of the Coriander Society, specifically a secret sect of the Coriander Society. Long story short, there's moles. It's bad. Even deep into the inception of this weird, secretive thing. In any case, we are trying to collect pieces of an ancient evil that, much like with your world here, I'm assuming using magic or life force itself to siphon off in order to do all the wonders that we see around us. So too was this primal, not even primal. That's the wrong word. It's void. It is a being of pure destruction, and if it is able to reform itself, it is going to destroy not just Ascus, not just this multiverse, but every plane of existence is at danger. We have to collect these pieces that have been scattered across the multiverse. There is an evil, a being of war known as Yachak that is assembling agents from across the planes that have been getting a hold of these pieces that I myself had scattered around, seemingly to keep them separated and guarded for all eternity. And I made a slight miscalculation in doing exactly what they wanted. Now that these pieces are scattered across the worlds, Asena and I are trying to recover them and are trying to take them away from the beings that have collected them. And one of them is here with that halfling dressed up like a mechanical steampunk guy. So do you know who that is? And would you be willing to help us so that we can help you?
What the hell is steampunk?
It's kind of an aesthetic where I come from, but effectively the robot arm gears, really cool looking finery that the gentleman carries himself in.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeve and show my warforged arm that is basically exactly what you just described.
Yeah, and then that, just where I come from, you throw some gears on it and you call it steampunk, but here it actually does something.
GM, the first half of that lines up with what we know, yes?
Correct.
Cool.
I think maybe you should talk to the people we're working with. I think they may be able to help you out.
You say the people. It sounds like you and this group, while likely copacetic, are not fully integrated with one another. Are the two of you a part of this faction that we're about to meet? Do you trust them, at least mostly? What are we getting ourselves into?
From what I've learned in the past month or so, I would say trust is relative.
Only thing I trust is my tools, my brain, and my ingenuity.
Do you trust each other?
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
You think so? Okay.
But beyond that, trust is a very, very strong word.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened
Also,
to you guys?
the sky is directly above us right now.
Excuse me?
Moving on.
The sky is directly above us in the midst of this underground tunnel?
Again, relative.
The train has arrived and come to a complete stop. A gangplank, a mechanical gangplank, slides out to the ledge that you're standing on. Implants itself on both sides, and an iris door opens, all silently. When you look inside the door, your head hurts.
Did you just say an iris door, as in like,
yes,
kind of a thing? Mm-hmm. Oh gosh. Okay.
It's mechanical.
Asane's gonna walk right in.
Okay. Asana walks right in.
John's gonna follow closely behind, not because he wants to, but because he doesn't want to be far from Asana.
Yeah. I'm getting on the train as well. Flinch with the door open.
Do I flinch the door opening? Right?
John, roll Arcana or Science.
I'm gonna go with Arcana, considering 12.
Okay. There is something extra spatial about this train. That's about
Extra
all you got.
spatial. Does he understand? Like, are we talking like different dimension, like bag of
Yeah.
holding? Are we talking different? Oh,
Somewhere in that
Okay.
territory. You're not entirely sure. It's not like, oh, clearly this is a pocket dimension. Like, you just know there's something extra spatial with the train.
If you react
John?
to it, if you do react to it,
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna jump in with like whatever calculations I've taken on this train as I've traversed over it.
Okay.
I like in the downtime since we've kind of been going. Every time we take the train, like my notepad is filled with like complex physics equations. Like,
Okay.
how does this work?
I would like both of you to roll science checks, please. For the efficacy of your notes and the okay, they're very good notes.
So, considering the world that we live in, currently the one that you live in, I see that he's using a note, or that she's using a notepad and a pen. I would assume. What is it you're using to write this down with?
Yeah, it would be a notepad and a pen.
When you have a moment, would I be able to look over your notes?
Well, I think you said that you're sharing them right now as you're walking in, right? Is
Yeah.
that what you?
Yeah.
Yasmin is
Oh.
like showing you the notes. So John, roll a science check.
Fantastic!
To get a quick cursory analysis.
23.
It's a tesseract.
So John is going to take out his phone and begin flipping through Yasmin's notebook and begin scanning the words, the calculations, all of the notes that are there, and begin downloading it and transmagnifying it into his dual disk, and is then going to start putting a projection of all of the different theorems that Yasmin has come up with and do a kind of a graphical 3D model in
You're
front of
Iron
them as
Manning
they're
it, right?
going- Is Iron Manning it? Yeah,
Which
exactly.
is visible to everybody. Yeah.
Yes.
It's multidimensional. It is and it's bigger on the inside. And it's not quite a magical effect. It is a technological effect, you would say. And upon entrance,
Really?
yes, this is not a magical effect. This is a technological effect.
Okay.
Possibly the most sophisticated tech you've seen since coming here. And the moment that the door closes, there is zero perception of motion inside.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Matt doesn't remember this, but John does. There is not going to be a problem with John bringing the circle to hell in this thing, is there?
According to your analysis, no.
Okay. Because I heard we were getting on a train. I didn't hear we were going on, the Yellow Submarine for this whole thing.
The thing is, it's not an alternate dimension. It's just a very cleverly dimensionally folded space.
The fastest
still
line,
part
fastest
of this-
space between. It's the fastest way between two places, not a line. It's folding dimensions together, right? Kind of thing.
Precisely.
Man.
And so is the
Ass.
longest way. And if you take the longest way, you have more room.
Got it.
Okay. John and Asena and Yasmin and Dolores, as you enter, and the door seals behind you, you're confronted by a pulsating wall of deadly red light interspersed with spinning, spiked rings, both stabilizing it and providing a security barrier. On the other side is a woman, her hair pulled up tight, her bare, incredibly muscular arms clearly visible, every single muscle like a wire, like a cord. On her arm are gauntlets with incredibly precise machine-cut blades on them. I'll see if I can pull up a full picture for you. She's on the other
So
side.
Asena's looking in a mirror right now.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Like immediately, game recognized game. Asena, when you see this woman, you immediately recognize that she is trained in hand-to-hand combat. Just like
Yeah.
you can immediately tell. Let me see if I can pull her up.
I think Asena's gonna take a step forward, so she's also at the triangle.
Yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's absolutely just ask us Asena. Absolutely.
All right. She is flanked by 2 cloaked and robed figures and 6 clockwork guards. An enormous machine is on the other side. Below are gears turning and grinding with no more audible than a eternal low hum. Aggins looks Asena up and down, assessing. Roll an insight check, please, both of you.
Just put some gears on it and call it steampunk. Ooh.
Oh! Okay. Asena,
my
you would
God.
estimate that she is around your level, if not a little higher. In
Okay.
terms of martial arts training, combat abilities, so on and so forth. John, you immediately see purpose, almost fanatical purpose. This is somebody whose faith has been broken and then reforged completely different. This is somebody who moves with mechanical precision, is 100% in like mind, body, and soul are completely in alignment. And she is on a mission that she believes in with every fiber of her body, driven by justice, by this very stern sense and a lot of anger.
Does she carry with her any of the like clothing, any of the signifiers, anything that he had noticed back at the ministry? Does he recognize anything that she has upon her, either with her form or her clothing? That no, okay.
Dolores, Yasmin, glad to see you made it back.
Hi.
Which
Are these the
which
two-
one is he?
Sorry, go ahead. Huh? No, this is Aggins. This is Aggins.
Oh, it's Aggins. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And she has like a small army with her. Well, she has 8 people with her, 2 cloaked figures and 6 guards, clockwork guards.
Gotcha. Do we recognize the cloak figures?
Who are our guests? Yes. They are extremely dangerous constructs.
Cool.
This is a deadly welcoming committee. Also, John, you rolled a natural 20 on your insight check. This doesn't feel like a trap.
Okay.
She is alert, much like you. She is ready to be double-crossed, and she is treating the two of you like you are extremely dangerous. But she's expecting you.
Okay. Does John happen to see like a plaque, a name, like we are the Dune Riders? You know, like what do we got around here?
I wonder if there's a symbol I can show you. Let me see if there's a symbol I can show you. I may or may not have uploaded it.
I mean, honestly, considering this iconography I'm seeing right here, this looks like a snake. I'm still thinking these are the tunnel snakes until I'm proven otherwise.
All right, I don't have a symbol close on hand. Go ahead.
Have we seen this machinery before?
These are all recent upgrades that were installed in preparation for the arrival of your guests.
Okay.
Almost all of them are designed to stop and kill people who have gone rogue or turned hostile.
Cool. So we're familiar with what they do and kind of their...
Yes.
Cool.
John Carmichael and Asena, welcome to the Clockwork Fortress. Ivus is expecting you. I assume that while you're here, you'll be model guests.
If model guess is the thing that you do here in the Clockwork Fortress, then we will do everything we can to uphold what you've requested. Just clarification though, if we step out of line, you're not going to banish us or take away the part of our brain that makes errors, right?
Oh. We'll kill you.
Oh,
Understandable.
that's not so bad.
But I prefer not to. Apparently, you're very important. She gives a look over your shoulders, over Asena, because Asena's like stepped up to the front to sort of square off with her. And again, she's looking appreciatively at you, kind of like, You also see her eyes have set foot on your arm blades. And she's like, these are nicer than mine. What the fuck?
Professional
and
jealousy?
hers, Agon's, this lady, Agon's, her, like, it's machine cut. It might as well be laser cut, but it's not Lacunas tech.
Yeah.
So she looks at Delaris and she looks meaningfully at Yasmin as if asking a question. Her hand hovers over the panel that will disable the defense system.
The slightest of nods.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Imperceptible, really.
Okay. She lowers the defenses and gestures for you to follow. Now, I am going to take the lot of you on a tour narrating what you see. You are welcome to stop if you want to, but otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and take you along for the ride. Also, assume that your escort is here the entire time.
I did want to inquire, aside from the impressive description we got from Agons, I see that we had 2 non-constructs with them. Judging by the picture, I know you said they were cows, but we've got what appears to be a dude with a gun and a dude that probably casts magic because they have very little else to show for it.
You actually hear the ticking of gears emitting from both of them, but it's very quiet. One of them has
now.
a
Question:
gun.
Does that?
Yes.
Just is it cybernetics? Like, are they like part clockwork, part person, or are they all clockwork?
They're all clockwork. This one appears to have had more effort input to design it to look semi-human at a distance. The other one is just stealthy.
Ah, I see. Very good.
Yeah. And they're gonna the gun slinger is gonna be in the back, and the cloaked figure is gonna be in the front. 3 of the clockwork guards are gonna be behind you, and 3 are gonna be in front of you.
John's gonna make just a quip. I know we just arrived, but by any chance, if you can just confirm or deny for me, Agons, you aren't the only 3 breathing individuals as part of this group. It's not all constructs, right?
Yep. And she keeps walking. Again, I'm not going to bring the whole group with me, but if you decide that action becomes necessary, let me know. There's another security panel here that she disables and then unlocks the door.
John's gonna just quip, looking over at both Dolores and Yasmin. Not very forthcoming with our information, are we?
She's a lady of few words.
I know what that's like. John looks over and winks at Asena.
I'm absolutely stealing some, like going over the notes still that I managed to take from your calculations earlier and just like continue to build on this theorem.
Enormous engines with arcane forms of energy arcing between them, alcoves where just bits and pieces of clockwork. And by clockwork, I don't just mean the makings of mechanical creatures. I also mean clocks, like the inner workings of actual clocks. Very intricate, very fine, tiny gears and gem set pieces and the like. Further and further into the Clockwork Fortress. This room right here, you see 16 clockwork soldiers all just silently standing guard, ticking, clearly well maintained, well oiled. And now I am going to grab Agons and the gang because this next door feels very important.
Okay.
They assume the formation.
Would I have been able to, Jim, stop by one of the workshop alcoves and just replenish my gadgets?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
John's gonna kind of lean in and not like whisper to Hussein as in like, hey, I'm trying to keep this hush hush, but more so just kind of trying to keep that air of like, wow, things are really quiet around here. I don't know what rules to break. You ever feel like we're always invited into the nest of our enemies and we're nearly marched in chains into the strongholds of our allies? Not a little odd?
Kind of poetic.
Plus
I
one
don't-
XP. There we go.
I don't really feel that way. I like to see where everything is. And we could get out at any time.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I'm not worried necessarily. It just is, it's just, an interesting observation. That's all.
Is this not normal?
Not, well, I mean, you've seen, this is pretty standard for us.
Maybe that's why I don't think it's weird.
That's a good point. Moving
the
on
chamber
then.
beyond has at its nadir an enormous clock built into the floor as part of a contraption. And standing on top of it is another clock with arms and legs. A giant clock walking on 4 insectoid legs. It is standing in front of an impeccably dressed halfling. I'll give you his description again. Several different pockets of this halfling's attire are quietly ticking, but upon casual inspection, it's obvious why. He's dapper, well-dressed, but obviously obsessed with clocks. The short fellow's eyes are hidden behind glasses with telling hands, and he makes a steady, rhythmic tapping noise with an hourglass-topped walking cane. The strange non-melody punctuated with the occasional hum of power from the clockwork replacing his right leg. This is the exact individual that Paracelsus saw. Lafon, would you do me a favor and roll 1d6, please? One.
Do the clocks do the hands on the clocks on his glasses correspond with which Ibis we're talking to?
That's a very cool idea. Yes.
Neat.
The well-dressed gentleman at the end taps his cane on the ground. Ah. Good. John. Asena. Yes. Very good. Welcome.
I'm sorry, the halfling just said that?
Yes.
Hello to you too.
Refreshments for our guests, please. Tea. Biscuits. How do you take your tea, please? You two.
Shaken, not stirred. No, I'd like an Earl Grey with light cream and a bit of honey, if you can manage it.
Earl Grey. Not. It means nothing in this manifold, I'm afraid. Can you give a flavor profile?
Yes. You're going to be looking for a black tea of sorts. It's going to be flavored with oil of bergamot. It has a rich fragrant oil to give it its unique taste. Do you happen to have any of that here? Something similar, anyway.
1 cup of the Goodwin, please. And one of the clockwork guards walks out to obey those orders. Asena, is there anything we can get you?
I'm not supposed to drink the tea.
Right. Of course not. Well, thank you both for coming. Delaris, Yasmin, thank you for bringing them. Greatly appreciated. Good. Excellent. Everything is on schedule with a few slight adjustments. Is there anything important to... Yes?
Real quick, while going about the tea business, as he's kind of preparing to talk to the automaton and send it out to go run the errand, John's going to kind of lean forward and whisper, not quite harshly, to Yasmin and Dolores before the introductions continue in full. Did you tell him our names, perchance?
No, he told us yours.
Understandable. All right, then. It's all coming together.
Right, please, come in. Chairs. Music.
Does music just start playing, or is he asking?
Yes. Well, no, he's asking. And if you say yes, then classical music starts to play in a very odd time signature. The giant clock behind him is actually like functioning like a very elaborate music box to generate it. Please, sit.
Really?
Chairs, please. And the various automatons answer his assorted commands. He does not sit. He stands as they present multiple chairs. Were there any complications during the retrieval process, Yasmin, Dolores?
Just a little bit. We may have gotten the ministry a little involved.
Nothing we can't handle.
Oh, is Agons in the room with us still?
Yes, she is.
What I'm gonna turn. What was the outcome of the drop? Of the dead drop?
I don't think enough time has passed for it to actually go through yet.
Oh, okay.
Mate, within this hallway room boiler, where are the chairs located? Are they close to the halfling, or are they along
They'll
the
be pulled
walls?
up very close, like up here.
Okay, so it's not John's not breaking a rule by approaching this close to the patron.
Correct.
Okay. John doesn't get uncomfortably close, but he takes a seat as close as he can.
Okay. Good. Excellent.
Well, you've caught us at a bit of a disadvantage. You obviously know who we are and that we were en route. And while we know of you and the state of your world, we know very little about you other than what it can be seen before us. Would you mind introducing yourself?
Forgive me. I am Ivus Fatalibus of the Tenarius Cyst.
The Tenarius Cyst, you say?
Correct. Originally of Menazam, an alternate prime within the same manifold as Ascus.
Alternate prime, you say?
Correct. Part of the same planar cluster.
What happened to your previous cluster?
Oh no, it's the same. It's the same cluster. It's the same cluster. It's simply a separate material manifestation bound up in the same cosmos. Nothing happened to it. It happened to me. I left inadvertently by accident.
Oh. And did you know about the Pact Malefic before or after that incursion?
No, I was introduced to it by Cascat.
That was my next question. Very good. How long have you known Cascat, by the way, or how long did you know Cascat?
I would say it would be better than a century and 42, maybe a century 50, 60, I believe. You'd think I'd have a better track of time. About that long.
John tries to keep the air friendly and is going to join him in the laugh, not putting it out boisterously and mockingly, but just kind of, mate, that was around the time when the Obsidian Tower lost contact with Casket. Is that right?
You
said it was about 150 years ago.
Well, it was a little bit before that. It was a little bit before that. He would have been active.
We lost.
He would have been active before the tower lost contact.
Okay.
Not by a whole lot, like a generation at most.
Oh, here it is. He's the insane halfling then. There we go. Okay, very good. So he only joined up with her sis very soon before everything went down.
Correct.
GM,
were you saying something, Lafon?
Yeah. This personality, we've interacted with them quite a bit, I would assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this version of Ivis acting out of order with what this person normally acts with? Are they being more? Is he being more?
He is being forthcoming in ways he has not yet revealed, like that stuff about being from Menazam, an alternate prime in the same. He has not said that before. He's never mentioned a Tenaria cyst.
Okay, cool.
You're here for the flesh. You're here for the flesh. Yes. Correct?
That's correct.
Yes. It is no longer in my possession, but I would be very happy to assist you in retrieving it. You see, I am... What good does it do to me for all worlds to be saved, but not mine?
That's a good point. You've got a good point there. By the way, do you prefer Mr. Petalibas or is Avis fine?
Ivis is fine. Ivis will
Ivis.
do quite nicely. No doctorate or any official titles are necessary. No suffixes or prefixes. Sena, how did you take your tea? You're not supposed to drink it.
Right.
I apologize. You don't have. No, yeah. I wouldn't force it. That would be quite rude. But yes, I will assist you in the reclamation of the flesh so that your mission can be successful.
Why?
So,
because you're going to help me kill the celestial heroes.
Oh.
Ivis, if you don't mind, what happened to it in the first place, and how long ago did you have it?
The flesh?
Yes.
I gave it to them.
The celestial heroes.
Correct.
When?
1 week ago.
So that way we would kill them?
Correct.
Where are the rest of them, by the way? The cyst, I mean.
The cyst? Oh. Gathering. I've called them to conclave. It would be rather inefficient and deleterious to my ongoing designs and the survival of this local cluster for you to kill all of them at this juncture. So I will ask that when you attend this gathering, you not.
Does Casket still yet live?
Live?
Yes.
Setting aside entirely the technicality of that term, yes.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Does she still lead the Tenaria Cyst, or has that now fallen to you?
No. I would practically call the cyst dissolved. The individual participants remain in contact as we have many mutual goals, but with the departure of the particular leverage that she held, she now operates purely based on seniority rather than any official status.
I see. And I'm assuming whatever happened when the Celestial Heroes took over, that must have led to your disconnection from the tower.
Yes, the cincture Satanas, I believe, was to blame. Speaking of which, how did you circumvent the particular? Well, yes, Yasmin, yes.
This is a GM question, not an Ivis question.
Okay.
Ivis is clearly like well informed on this topic. How, if at any, I'm also looking for opportunity or any point where John maybe says something that is beyond what he actually previously knew, and he is reassessing his position in terms of information. Basically, I'm keeping an eye out to see if anything here that John is saying ever catches him slightly unaware before he kind of readjusts his worldview.
I will let you know if that happens. I might call for an insight check, but I will for sure let you know if that happens. And again, I don't need to explain the context for a lot of this because Ivis hasn't explained the context to Dolores or to Yasmin.
Yeah. No, Yasmin is just trying to build things together on her own here.
Mm-hmm. The bands of Kaitar Moak, a particular construction of Rankir Tarandorn, amongst their many functions, restrict access to the various lower planes, which I believe the Obsidian Tower qualified as. How did you circumvent that particular restriction?
You mean the tiny gateway?
Yes.
Got real small.
Obvious if you think about it. Good.
We had an idea to circumvent it by utilizing astral gateways, but that seemed a lot more fun.
Well, Ascus is not astrally isolated from the rest of the cosmos, even if it is rather cosmologically distanced from it. That would have been a perfectly viable pathway as long as your pathway originated in an alternate prime. Yasmin and Dolores, how did the extraction go?
Blew up a hospital, ran away. Pretty good.
Good. Mention was Agons, you'd mentioned a dead drop. Would you elaborate on that? No, I think they can take that one. This sounds complicated. This sounds a complication. Unforeseen consequence.
They know that somebody's out there and may have taken a portal to hell with us.
The cincture Satanas.
Yeah?
Very same.
You have it.
That's correct.
I do not have it.
He goes through the maybe, the I do not have it, and the yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. This is good. This is excellent. Yes. This is good. Agons, I'm going to need you to deploy the protocol, please. The Toyphos protocol immediately. Oh, excellent. That word doesn't mean anything to either of you two either. Agons bows and walks out of the room. This is excellent. This is excellent. Right. What else? I have further explanations to which you are owed, and that will be conducive to our successful business. I have called forth a conclave of the Sisttenarius. Congratulations, Yasmin and Dolores, for your excellent performance. You have been selected for induction or at least attendance. That's good. That's very good. There's been no official inductees for a very long time. Not since Rogar, I think. Yes. Rogar, the pirate. I believe that he superseded me just by a single factor. But the two of you are eligible for induction. By the way, I should clarify, John and Asena, that the revivification of the Tenaria cyst and continued contact with the network is incidental and not a priority. You may find that
Understood.
reassuring. Good. Right.
I do indeed. Now, as you said, Avis to business, you want our assistance in destroying the Celestial Heroes, is that right?
Correct.
Not merely the Order of the Shining Stone, of which Gimli, Varys, and Rankir are in attendance. You want all of them gone.
I harbor no illusions as to the scale of the task, and while I believe that the involved material, the flesh of Kur, fully would merit such a thing, I would find it sufficient for you to rid me of, say, 3 of them.
Can you define rid?
Killed with no chance of revivification.
Killed.
Is it important that they are killed, or is it more important that they are no longer here?
That's a fascinating possibility.
I merely ask because my associate here has taken an oath of mercy. They are bound to an angelic force, and they need to do their very best to do no harm when harm should not be done, and seeking to dethrone and end a group of individuals who are in rightful control of a world might err on the side of her patron being extremely upset. So we'll need to figure out how we fit into this plan of yours.
Right. Well, it's not my plan, it's your plan. I have a series of parameters, which, if fulfilled, result in the retrieval of the flesh of Kur.
Do you know who currently has it? Who did you give it to?
Yes, I do know.
Are you going to be forthcoming with that information?
Do I need to be?
I suppose not, although understanding how you got the flesh to your enemies is somewhat of an important topic, don't you think? Because if you merely have some sort of open communication with your adversaries where you can
no, certainly not. No, all of them hate me. It was done through tertiary means. I rather suspect they don't suspect the circumstances under which it arrived in their custody. But I am not a fool, John Carmichael. You have been led to understand, simply through my birth of knowledge, that I am very well informed. And that includes the fate of multiple entities that have crossed paths with your particular cell of the Coriander Society. This is grounds for one to take many precautions. So please understand that it is, in fact, in my best interests to convey to you the flesh of Kur, and not to backstab you and have you killed. But it is also in my best interests to look out for my best interests, so I don't die by you. And if that means restricting the flow of information until certain parameters have been met while still acting in good faith, I find that completely acceptable.
As do I. Avis, let me just be frank, even though my name is John Carmichael.
Yes, go on.
Are you either an agent of or working alongside the Violet Flame?
No and yes.
All right. And are you subverting or betraying your trust with this individual by working with us, or is this all part of some grand scheme as well?
The agent of Yichak procured for me the flesh of Kur. How I dispense of it is entirely of my own volition.
And is that agent still amongst your employ?
No, I told them that you were coming here and they should leave. which I think
All
you
right.
could agree is excellent advice.
We're right again. All right, Avis, I'm assuming that you have somehow set up. I know the planning is ours, but there must be a reason why you gave them the flesh of Kor, because you want us to be able to reclaim it, and in doing so, we are going to take this problem away from you. I'm assuming the Order of the Shining Stone is either going to be meeting somewhere, they're either going to be sealing the flesh away. There's got to be a reason why the three of them are going to be near the flesh. Otherwise, there's no reason why Asay and I wouldn't just agree to your erstwhile plan and then go off and just reclaim the flesh ourselves and leave without having to commit some kind of terrible coup in this world.
Well, first off, I've not told you the location, so that is level 1 of the precautions. The second, I will admit, I did not foresee. After all, time is not linear, as any truly learned individual would understand. But it has worked out quite favorably for me, because they will be coming to you.
Oh. And why is that?
The cincture Satanis. That is the level of response. You must understand the 12 bands of Kaiter Moak have completely removed extraplanar forces of a fiendish nature for hundreds of years. Even the possibility that one has been stolen is a crisis, an emergency that merits the most severe of responses.
And do you believe they're tracking this item?
Quite. Yasmin,
and
can you
are you not
confirm?
worried?
That they're tracking the item. Is that the question?
Yes.
Yes. In fact, as of this moment, I believe we're up to 248 and counting.
Excellent.
And Avis, are you not worried that they are going to be finding here in the Clockwork Stronghold, since it is here?
No. For 2 reasons. Firstly, as long as the cincture remains inside my Tesseract fortress, it will not be detectable or scryable due to the extra-dimensional folding in effect. This place is almost entirely secure. And second, he picks up his hourglass-topped walking stick and shoves it directly at your chest, John.
The clockwork side or the bottom of the cane?
The bottom of the cane.
John's not going to move.
It goes right through you.
Ah.
You must understand, when one is conducting business with Asena and John Carmichael, one must take every possible precaution.
You're not really here?
Quite. That makes it significantly harder for you to kill me.
We've already established I can't kill you anyways.
Still, though. Off the top of your head, Delaris and Yasmin, how many non-lethal methods of neutralization can you think of?
Is this Ivis asking or the GM?
Yes,
asking?
it's Ivis asking.
Am I allowed to use are there high-level magic casters allowed?
Everything's allowed if you have the power.
Oh, then
to get
incountable.
away with it.
Uncountable.
Precisely.
Question, and again, I know you're going to disseminate this information as it's useful to you, but I'm assuming you knew how we know about you, but how did you find out about us? I'm assuming it must be your connection to the Violet Flame, or do you have other means of being able to see past a plane that apparently is not supposed to be allowing easy access in and out?
My understanding is non-linear and diffracted. I would like to show you the problem. Can I show you the problem?
Certainly.
Excellent. He gestures to the giant clock, which walks off the other giant clock. And gestures for all four of you to step onto it.
I'm bringing a special calculator I've built in my notebook.
Okay.
By the way, mate, did that other construct ever come back with that tea? Because I feel like
it does now. Finally,
I feel like it's no longer useful.
Don't. He gestures, and it walks all the way up, and then just hands you the tea, and then hands you a plate of like biscuits, and then hands you the tea, and then hands you a separate plate of biscuits. Yasmin and Daloris, if the two of you drink tea, then it already has your orders kind of like logged because you've been here for a while, so it passes it over to you.
There absolutely be like, I don't know, is coffee available?
Yes.
There is absolutely like a corrugated metal mug that has been welded together. Very utilitarian, very used, full of coffee.
Daloris, what does your order look like?
It's like tea, but it's mostly sugar.
John's going to take the plate of biscuits and tea and walk over to the other side of the clock. He's going to set it down in front of Dargan and Chester. And then take his place back next to Asena, facing our patron.
Agons walks over to the wall and pulls a lever.
Wrong lever!
And the world explodes. Thank you, everybody, for watching Coriander Society. The party is now dead.
That was easier than I thought.
It was all claw envy at the end.
1 million true damage.
Now we get to see where we go when we die.
Now we're going to play. This is actually the Black Ballad. We're actually doing the Black Ballad now, the Afterlife campaign. That is
when
one
did
of my
we get to
backup
Neverland?
plans,
This is cool.
You are standing.
It's a good backup plan.
In a shattered assortment of clockwork and machinery, and extending in all directions up to the highest light and down into the depths of dark, sludgy water are chains. Countless chains. Some of them are pulling upwards, some of them are pulling downwards, some are rusted and corroded, some are brilliant and polished. Millions upon millions of them, all in constant motion. The sound alone is maddening. At their heart, what it is that you are being led to see is a titanic machine. And every single one of the chains passes through this machine like drive belts in an engine, interlocking with its mechanisms and passing in either direction. Ivus is there as well, or his illusion or hologram or whatever it is. Look!
We look.
We're looking.
He says nothing. And it's a very long, awkward moment.
Where is he pointing? Where is Ivus pointing?
At the machine itself.
Is he just pointing generally to the machine?
Mm-hmm.
Just pointing to the machine itself.
Which, again, the machine
Have I
hangs...
noticed, is there anything different since the last?
Roll a perception check.
Cool. Solid.
And mate, clarifying question: where were all
Mhm.
of these chains attached to? Was it this clock tower, or is it
They
somewhere else?
extend up and down into infinity. They all pass through this giant clock machine in the middle. Go ahead.
Gotcha.
While I'm looking,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to point to because the last time we were here, you mentioned that I saw how the machine kind of generated in turns, or how it was being siphoned to use for the magical power elsewhere, right?
As the chains move through it, they turn the gears of the machine. They themselves move ever so slightly, almost imperceptibly slower as their motion powers the turning of this great machine.
What's your energy can neither be created nor destroyed, yes? But it can be lost. There's no such thing as infinite energy. Look closely at those chains. See how they barely slow down? This
Just to
machine,
clarify, is this being directed at us?
John, this is directed at
Yes.
John and Sam.
Yeah. Okay.
As Iva says, look, I am clarifying for you what he's telling you to look at.
Gotcha.
This is the professor who's done decades of study, and now his master's, his PhD students coming in like, all right, here's the translation for the science behind it. It's being stolen. The energy, it's not infinite. It cannot be infinite. And that is what's happening here. It is being stolen ever so slightly, but stolen nonetheless.
This is what's running your world.
The magic within.
And it's being used to excess, from what you're saying. It can't replenish itself quick enough.
No, that's not it at all. The chains are us. We are the chains. It is being stolen from us.
And how is this magic being stolen?
To explain the metaphysical into a scientific reality.
As simply as you can, please.
I struggle. I cannot be more plain. The chains are us. We are. It is a representation, a description, a physical implementation of every person's life force. How much more clear? Simpler. Imagine one person, one chain. One chain represents one person. That is their life force. Yes.
Very good.
Now imagine it being slowed down ever so slightly, transformed into this giant contraption, this clockwork turntable, a generator. That power is being taken from them into the generator, used in a magical sense to power things in our world. But again, energy cannot be created, cannot be destroyed. It is simply transferred. So you transfer it from a person into a thing. Does the person have that energy any longer?
Depends on how it's transferred. In this case, it seems like no.
Correct. The math cannot work.
So can I ask a clarifying question then? Those of you who have their bodies replaced with clockwork, is this a choice or is this a necessity?
You'd have to ask Ivis this one. I am not the most emblematic instance of our machine replacement in this world.
I merely mean, are your bodies giving out and you must replace them with prosthesis, or is this just a something you've done to replicate an injury, to make yourself whole once more.
My leg was torn off in a factory accident.
That answers that.
My father was warforged, and my mother was human.
Oh, there you go.
Completely natural. Unlike that. And Ivis points at the machine itself.
So where did that come from? I'm assuming that was the Celestial Heroes then?
Quite.
And mate, can I ask a clarifying question to the DM?
Yeah. Behind the scenes. Go ahead.
Based off the notes we received from looking up the writings of Casket, do we know about Inaequa, and is that what this is?
You don't know about Inaequa. It did not exist at the time of Casquette's writings.
Okay. I'm just checking because on the last notes I have, it says final contact from Casket indicates Celestial Heroes were proceeding towards final defeat of any remaining evildoers and establishing a worldwide religious government, aka the Ministry, powered by a techno-magic power source called Inaequa. So we at least knew that.
Yes, then you would know. You would have knowledge of that, and that's what
John can piece together. That's what this. Yes. Okay.
Correct.
Very good. I have here that it began as a rapid scientific advancement, and without any major disruptions or issues, it's turned into this.
Just a reminder, in the metaphysical sense, the upper end of the machine was towards the upper planes, and then the upper what's the word I'm looking for? Planes, yeah, and then the lower one was towards like the heaven and okay.
Correct.
And
where are we now? Oh,
did
go ahead.
Did I ever figure out what the rusted versus shining chains were? What that represented? I don't recall if I had found that out. Okay.
But it is often possible to determine by the size and qualities of a chain something about the life to whom it corresponds.
Right. Okay, cool.
From what John was able to glean out of the notes that they had taken from Yasmin, has Yasmin been able to figure out how to identify a particular individual to a particular chain, or is that not feasible as of yet?
I'm actually going to say that Yasmin has not figured any such mechanism out. I don't think she would have focused on that specifically in terms of her research. That's not what she's trying to do with the machine. So I would say no.
We're in a physical space, I would assume, right?
A representation, a projection, a
projection.
Correct. More, not entirely unreal, but a reflection, an echo.
Is this how you found out about us?
About you?
Yeah, the chamber that we're in, this clock.
No, you're not in here. That makes you the perfect people to kill the ones who built it. And on that note, we're going to go ahead and go to our break. Don't go anywhere, folks. More Coriander Society Inaequa when we return. Sound in these quarters, quieting boisterous visitors and heavy snoring.
And other things. I mean,
and other
we're all
things.
thinking it.
Are we though? Are we?
These cheeks don't clap themselves. So just saying.
Colonel,
I've been feeling
I'm trying to sneak
right,
around.
baby.
But my stomach thick. The clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. All right. So do you guys just want to spend the night and then get breakfast and do this thing?
Please,
Yeah,
God,
let's go.
yes.
Yeah.
Release me from this hell.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do
Perception, you
better.
said?
Perception. 22.
Oh, there
All
we
right.
go.
I'm going to go ahead and simulate what happens here real quick.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Ah, shiver me timbers!
Well, yeah.
Oh shit! All right, I think it's time to go check on Deadeye then, eh?
Right? If you have a gate open, it's a two-way street. So
I was
they could just come right
fight
back
the-
through. Go ahead.
Okay, that's like a bad roll, but like
I think I could help with that.
if someone just heals me as I'm doing it, like I could keep this going all day.
What have I done? Okay, Avalor.
I could probably seal it one way, the gate.
I can at
when I
least
was
get
studying
25.
last night, I learned how to create a kind of a bridge that can support my friends but won't let my enemies step upon it. If I just cast it vertically in front of the gate, they couldn't move back through it.
What are they cooking?
Let them cook.
Small girls, just checking.
No, grown men can lift the sword, Garnet.
Well,
Would you
I
like to
could
try?
eat a soul. I could eat a soul like a snack.
I'm more thinking practical terms about swinging this fucking massive sword.
Well, what if
And
it turns him
honestly,
evil?
I'm sorry, but
Evil
your
Chad?
arms are small and noodly.
Mantra, my arms are not noodly.
Macho comes walking
Why does
back
two
from the meeting. He's like, what did I just walk in on?
Oh, Macho isn't here. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, you open the door. The sword is just like covered with evil runes on the floor on a plate, and you just see Garnet going.
My arms are noodly, right?
Do you
Right,
think
yo.
you lift that, Zweihander?
Yeah, you try it.
Your arms aren't noodly, but that thing is pretty big.
And evil.
And apparently evil. What is that?
So, what does the hungry dark feel like? Do you smell anything?
I don't know if it's what I'm smelling, but it often smells a little bit like baked goods.
Well, that sounds lovely.
That does not.
Like cinnamony?
Ariana, no.
It's called the hungry.
Not hungry for the food. Hungry for dark.
But it's weird that it smells like something good. If it's
Wait.
supposed to be bad.
Are you hungry dark affiliate too? Ariana?
Huh?
Because you smell food all the time.
But I'm just hungry. I don't think I'm dark.
Well, we're magic users. We don't need a fucking sword to go through planes. We just wish our way there. We're spellcasters.
Yeah, I'm not thinking of the magical I'm thinking of the stabby properties.
I don't have any stabby things, but
Yeah.
you just blast them.
And my last stabby thing, I put in Mantra's mouth.
That. You know?
Good night, everybody.
How many?
Oh, the instant regret sentence.
The emotional roller coaster of this episode is breaking my brain. They call out to her in Draconic, and she responds.
Wait, do I also see Sventisco for a brief second through the orb?
Roll a perception check. No, you just see this guard walk out.
What do they say to her?
You been there the entire time? No. And she got a natural one, and she says, Sventisco. I mean, no.
She says her own name like a Pokemon.
Yes.
Oh no.
I need everybody in the room to roll for initiative.
Oh.
Damn, that's so
Mark, your
rough.
girlfriend. Shit.
That's she got a natural one. I decided she just freaking panicked.
She's trying her best, okay?
And she rolled a 2
Don't
on the
make fun of
initiative,
her.
so she sits there like an idiot.
It's more about what we're going to accomplish, I think. This is it's beyond just me. I'll be okay.
It is
And-
beyond us.
Taps Mason's shoulder and, well, our last friend died, but I'll make sure you don't.
Our last 2 friends.
Oh, sorry, 2. Yeah, thank you.
Oh.
I'm
But you're
going
different.
to
You're built different.
I'm gonna take that as it was supposed to be comforting. So thank you, Garnet. You said to
She said I'm
look.
intimidating, and I gotta be more
Oh
less of that. And
no. I don't think you have to be less of that. It's just that you are, and that's okay. But
I don't want to just be okay. I want to be amazing for a mate or whatever.
amazing for a mate.
Yeah.
Cardi, now you're trying to fuck.
Not that kind of mate. Like a crewmate. A life crewmate.
Sus.
Like a mate.
Wow.
Do minor illusion and create a top hat, milady.
Just like
Just walk 10 feet away. And then
You need her.
She's so angry.
If you ever milady me, I will punch you in the face.
You'd have to be a lady first for me to milady you.
Excuse me?
Nothing, Grandmaster. I would never dream of disrespecting you in that way.
Knock, 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 knock.
Wake up, bitch. We're going shopping.
Yep, this tracks. Yep, sorry, Balvi. Go back to sleep again. Goes
Cat butt.
Cat butt.
goes, answers the door, probably steps outside. Just to not disturb Belvy.
They would have gotten Athalor first because he's on the way. How would they have collected Athalor?
Pop! This boggle explodes into sludge.
What did the ugly sticky babies do?
Ugly sticky
Who
baby.
started this?
Attack Paramir. Attack us. I destroy ugly baby.
Who started it? Paramir or the ugly sticky babies?
Hard to tell. I'll pop out of bush.
It's
To be
just
certain.
popping out of a bush.
They live in bush.
Wait,
They pop
do
out
you
of bush.
Kill everything that pops out of a bush?
If it stinks as bad as this ugly baby, yeah.
Oh, well, I've known a lot of stinky people who are actually very nice. You can't judge a baby by his stink.
Lash looks at you, kind of confused, but also kind of in awe. If Ezek can look past stench of ugly baby, Lash can look past stench of ugly baby.
Okay, so Leg Day impersonates the boyfriend. Is that why they broke up?
Oh my god.
I'm thinking this is afterwards. Oh my
god.
Oh.
I'm just putting it on the table. You don't have to go with it. I'm just putting it on the
I
table.
don't know if that would end up in being friends as much as being
That's gonna
annihilated.
derail the crap out of this game.
But is it though? Well, you know,
We're gonna
not
turn
all-
absolute power into a dating sim.
You turn into a
Yo.
girl and bait him into doing something. So
I'll
we
just
end
like,
up
yeah.
bonding.
A loyalty
over-
test.
You loyalty test the ex-boyfriend.
Wait, what if I like? You know how they do this on TikTok?
Yeah,
Yes.
they set it up. And you guys are like in on it. And I don't
Oh
know.
my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. The chains of Repicina, the dimensional stream by which life returns to its final destination here in the planar cluster of Ascus. Now with this gigantic machine churning at its heart, the very engine by which the power of Inaequa has revitalized society on Ascus, enabling technology like the radio, powered lighting, cars, trains, flight. healing technology, weaponry, all of these things that have driven Inaequa or driven Ascus through an incredible techno-industrial revolution, completely without any pollution or negative side effects, or so the world seems. Here in this reflection of Refacina, our heroes have seen the truth. That this machine is harvesting the life force of the world to power this industrial revolution, and bit by bit, it is failing. That is where we left our heroes. Time is ticking. I give you whatever space you need now, but know that the ministry is not idle. They know that you have taken the Cincture Satanis. Ibis Fatalis seems to have a plan that he's going to set into motion when he can no longer wait, or until you are done here. So, heroes standing in this nexus of life and death, what will you do?
Ibis,
Wow.
what's your end goal? What do you want out of all this?
We must seize the machine and set right what went wrong. But it cannot safely be dismantled while those who defend it still persist.
You don't want to control it?
Such power is not sustainable. We, of course, will not allow it to go to waste. But the status quo cannot hold, correct?
Correct.
Everything... Yes?
What do you mean you wouldn't let it go to waste?
We will have the opportunity to fix the imbalance wrought by these zealous fanatics and allow Ascus to return to a more natural progression without this alien interference.
Balance.
And the machine will be disassembled. Correct.
My last question.
I doubt that very much.
on this topic for this moment.
Accepted.
This is to return to balance. Systems often swing excessively in the other direction. You know this to be true.
Correct.
What prevents us from swinging over the edge in the other direction?
Not a course correction, a disassembly.
In the meantime, until that happens, it will not be an instant endeavor.
Let
me be frank.
Silent.
I do not wish for my discoveries, my innovations, my scientific advancements to be hidden underground for the rest of eternity.
Good.
You know what that's like more than anyone.
Oh, yes. Yes. Being unappreciated and undiscovered and relegated in one's own time is unacceptable. That will not be the outcome.
Regardless, you are correct. We are running out of time. That is... You said you might have some insight on where they will appear?
Yes.
How do we best prepare for them?
Well, make whatever combat preparations you find necessary, and then we will drop you off and you will wait for them. And then you will kill them. Or whatever creative solution our extraplanar guests concoct with your brilliant minds as well, of course.
How much time do we have to prepare?
Time is a funny thing. I'm going to say a little over an hour.
Where is the flesh being held?
Eliminate one celestial hero, and I will reveal that information.
Where is the target? And
Coming
who
to you.
is the target?
Here?
Not directly. They have no idea where we are, remember? Your
Right.
citadel
So
prevents
you are going to make whatever preparations are necessary and then get out. And they will come
Is it
to
going
you.
to be just the 6 of us? Or
Yes.
will any of your operatives be helping us? Okay, very good.
Just you.
I'm going to do something very silly while this conversation's happening.
Okay.
You hear Yasmin make the appearance of whispering, but the words come out loud and clear. A string of gibberish, harsh noises that grates the ear to listen to, even as you cannot understand the words that are being said. Using vile speech here. I am going to use the adjective specifically from Primordial Speaker Antiqutus. And I'm going to deal myself 12 points of damage. So as I say those words, you can see like blood kind of like from my throat kind of like spill into my mouth and then kind of run down my chin as these words kind of harshly hit the air. After a minute, so this takes a little while this conversation's happening. So after a minute, I get the strongest emotion that is related to this area that we're in. So that's the first one. Then I have to make a concentration check. Okay, so so the way the mechanics of this works, I have to make a concentration check every 30 seconds. DC's 5, plus 1 per every previous check. So it increases by 6 every check from there on out. So after 1 minute, it's emotion. After 2 minutes, it's general features of the creature the emotion belongs to. And then after 3 minutes, it's the image, like I get a clear image of the person it belongs to, or the creature belongs to. 4, it's their details, their basic details. 5, their name. And yeah, that's it. Because we're still in this like projected room with with this machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Why am I reading this out loud? I can just do this. way easier. Let me deal that damage to myself. Oh, actually, it doesn't get dealt to me. Are those 10 hit points still active?
From the heroic speech? Yeah, I think they would be.
Yeah. Okay, so those get eaten up first. Cool.
Okay. You are causing me to look up some very specific things, so give me a moment. John, do you speak vile speech?
Yeah, no worries.
John technically can infer just about every linguistic language, but no, John does not speak vile
Okay,
speech.
roll an Arcana check, please.
Knowing what John knows of this, if it may be much, does he want to understand what's happening here?
No.
Then he's not going to try. Okay. Instead, John is going to, when this starts happening, John's going to activate a very mild illusion that is just going to create that kind of gray, fuzzy sound
you turn
around
on your bows,
our ears.
Sound canceling for the plane. Asena, the words...
He's going to direct it around Asena and John and Dolores unless they don't want to be a part of that.
Asena, for a moment, the noises that are coming out of Yasmin's mouth are horrible and soul-wrenching, and they make the parts of your energy, of your aura that have been blessed by the angel Oriole, like vibrate unpleasantly like nails on a chalkboard. Before John
Oh.
goes, beep, turn it off. Okay.
Weird.
The primary emotion associated with this place?
Yeah.
Freedom. Exhilarated freedom.
Okay.
What's the next thing that you do or do not after making a successful check perceive?
So I have to roll a DC 6 check, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go for it. It is Constitution. Okay. I'm staying as long as I can, essentially. The closer I can get to seeing what's going on here, the better.
Mm-hmm.
I think technically I have to make a second one before the check, actually, the second level comes into play. Because it's after
Correct.
30
Go ahead
seconds.
Yep, go ahead and roll another check. You want that?
I'm going to burn inspiration on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Tragic.
Yep.
Unlucky.
Barring
to the list.
any objections, Ibis is going to deactivate the projection and return you to what passes for reality. Right. I imagine one of them will be coming along, at least one of them, and will probably not be traveling alone. So, if you'd be so kind as to deal with this for me, then we can proceed to the Flesh of Kor and your attendance. Have you ever been at a malefic gathering, John, Asena, either of you?
I don't think so.
It's been some time.
Well, after all the work that you've put in, I think that this is the very least that you deserve. So, rid me of this nuisance, that we may begin the liberation of the machine and the disentangling of the twisted skein that is Ascus.
Certainly, you want us to be successful in this mission. Aside from giving us the direction in which you want us to point our ire, will you be providing any kind of assistance, either directly or indirectly?
Oh, it's much more convenient if my involvement is not directly recorded. That being said, I would be happy to provide you with insurance.
Such as?
I can clone you if you die. It will be soul transference. Your identity will remain. A backup body. Extremely convenient. I considered attending in person due to my own such protocols, but decided that an accomplished arcanist such as yourself and a planar phenomena like Asena may have ways of preventing the reunification of a disembodied soul with a backup meat suit.
Is there like limits on how many times you can do that?
Not that I've detected yet. The process is not instantaneous,
Cool.
but it would guarantee your continued existence in the event of death.
Yeah, I'm aware.
We don't plan on dying, so what else do you have?
Who does, really?
I'm thinking more so a get out of jail free card. You have like that hot drop that you did, that distraction to help us get away, would you be able to do something like that again remotely if it was necessary?
No. The contingency, of course.
Yes.
No. Yes, my contingency. That will be in place. It will be a distraction, and it may shift the tide in your favor. I will be. Yes. I will notify you prior to its activation. You will not need to bring it. I have already deployed Agons. That is well underway. Yes, you should find it quite exciting.
Very good. Is there anything else that you require of us, or would you like us to make our way directly?
Oh, I think whoever it is that they decide to send for you will be very excited to make your acquaintance. Assuming that you are all in fighting shape.
Who, by the way, between Gimli, Varys, and Rankir, do you think they are going to send? It would help give us time to prepare.
I'm rolling an intelligence check for our lad. $16.
And less like, oh, who's more likely to want to show up, and more like, when things like this happen, do they usually send someone who is going to be more arcane inclined, like Rankir would be, or is it going to be just a really big, tough bruiser like Gimli?
The second one, with the reinforcements of the first one. Martial frontline, arcane backline.
Okay, so it's likely going to be Gimli or Varys that shows up.
Yes.
All right. Very good. We have an hour. John is going to turn to his new companions as well as his constant companion and inquire if there's anything they need to do here before we make our way.
I guess we could. Is there anything in the armory here that we can take with us, Ivis? Anything you would recommend as a useful boost to our fighting power?
Let me see what I can find here real quick in ye old book. You can each have a potion of greater healing.
Can we take a short rest while we're here?
Yes, you can. You can take a short rest, and you can each have a potion of greater healing.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh.
What's up?
This doesn't need to come up in actual conversation, but we also have Inquisitor Dead Lady. That's something to remember.
Oh, yeah, she's in the bag
you
of
stole
holding,
the
isn't she?
body. I forgot. That hasn't
Yeah.
come up yet.
That's why I brought it up, just to make sure we got that on our radar.
Yeah, there's a lot going on when a dead body doesn't come up. Wow.
I am so glad I didn't use any of my spell slots in that fight that happened not less than an hour ago.
Right? But you recharge on a short rest, don't you?
Only use cantrips.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't use them anyway, so it
All right.
worked out.
Excellent. You can each have
And you allowed me to reset my gadgets on.
That's true. You each get a potion of greater healing, and you can have one scroll of Dimension Door.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Who wants that?
I thought he said each.
Oh, I
Each
thought we
get a
said we just
potion.
got.
The party gets one scroll of Dimension Door.
Oh.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
I already have Dimension Door. And so does John, so. Maybe the
Dolores,
other
do you
two?
wanna carry it?
It's a 4th level spell that you don't have to cast. So even if you have the spell, it's still handy to have.
This is scaring me. This sounds like you can have one page of notes before the exam.
Yeah, right. Provided we get our short rest, everybody go ahead and give yourself 14 temporary hit points as John gives a rousing speech as to how we're going to be getting through defeating Gimli. John doesn't know a whole lot about him other than he's a good guy. Literally, his notes say he's a dwarf. That's about it. But I'm assuming that John can activate the Ethernet and find out a lot more about Gimli. Would John be able to make some sort of a history check
Yeah,
about
make a
Gimli
history
and
check.
who they be? All right.
Did we
Or actually, can I make an
research-
investigation check? That's a lot more John.
Sorry, LaFawn, what was that?
Did we research this particular celestial hero? I don't think so.
This particular celestial hero would not have been strictly on your radar. Tapper
Right, it was the other
Underknoll-
one that we touched. Yeah.
Yeah, Tapper Underknoll, Darius, and the paladin, what is her name? Lelwyn. Those are the three who reside on this continent.
Okay. Are these not? Are the Order of the Shining Stone? They're not on this continent.
I don't remember which group they're in, but those are the three who are in this world.
Oh, okay. So, okay, sorry.
on
Who are
this
the other
continent.
three then?
Tapper Underknoll, a gnome ranger. Lelwyn, a elven paladin. And Darius, a tiefling sorcerer. Darius is in charge of the ministry, specifically its health. And because the ministry, in addition to being the bureaucracy, like I said last time, is also healthcare and medicine. They've extended the lives of the populace significantly. He is the head of the ministry in that regard.
Gotcha. And sorry, Darius is what again? He's a sorcerer?
Tiefling sorcerer. Tapper Underknoll is in charge of the Somovi Preserve. He's the warden for the floating island where all irredeemable criminals are sent.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I thought that the other three were here. Okay, so it's going to be the Elven Paladin who's going to come after us, very likely. What was their name?
Lelwyn. She is the most beautiful person in the world. She has mechanical wings that allow her to fly. Everybody loves her.
And because I actually researched this as part of getting the eyes in, there were three that Yasmin was looking at. Which version of these wings are they? Because there's two. There's technically in the graphs there's two wings. Are they either of them?
I'm checking.
There's Pegasus wings, and then there's something else.
I think this might be something different.
I mean, that's fair too.
Yeah.
And what is this prison again?
The Somovi Preserve. It is a floating island over the continent where people who cannot be rehabilitated and are irredeemably evil
it's the
are
island.
banished.
Okay.
Yeah. Tapper Underknoll is in charge of that. Lelwyn has her custom clockwork wings that allow her to fly.
Gotcha. Cool.
I feel like they could send the warden after us, but it seems like sending a very mobile paladin after us would make the most sense. Especially when you're talking about devil stuff. I think we're devils. Sending the paladin tracks. Okay, so then what do we know about the paladin then? Is there anything that we need to... I'm assuming our group knows about them pretty well, right? And aside from them being beautiful,
Oh,
and having
she's not
wings-
elven. She's an Azamar.
Oh,
She's an
Azamar. Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, she's a demigod, like all the rest of them.
They're all
across the-
demigods, okay.
Yeah, they're all demigods. She is kind of a patron of beauty. She's had numerous lovers and offspring, all of whom are celebrated. She was raised to be respectful and kind by a cult that no longer exists because this is before the Celestial Heroes, including her, took over. She was taught that slavery was the ugliest of evils, and so she took up a crusade against slavers on her continent, along with the other two who joined her, to just absolutely kill the shit of them. Now that the conquest of good is complete, she spends her time traveling across Ascus, appreciating artwork and posing, being a patron, like sponsoring people to make art, posing for live models and sculptures, learning from artists everywhere. She is completely fearless, and anytime that she is in an army, she is the spearhead. and she never backs down.
Okay. Well, all right then. Oh, there she is.
There she is. Tapper Underknoll is in the bottom right, and
Yep.
Darius is in the top left.
Alrighty then. Well, dang, demigods all, huh? Interesting.
Yep.
Don't have access to this, or this. Okay. It's not going to help.
Is there any other preparation that the party wishes to conduct? I know, Matt, you're going through your stuff. I want to check in with everybody else.
Not for me.
I think I've got what I've got.
Think so. Yeah.
All right. I am not going to fast forward to that point yet, but I am going to kick all of you out. I'm going to start setting up the map so that you kind of know what's up.
Oh no.
Kick us out.
Just like the train stops, the door opens, all of you go flying out the side. Don't come back till one of you's dead.
Understandable. While we're getting to our next destination, John's going to ask, let's see. He's going to approach Yasmin, since he seems to have the most interactions with them out of the two. Yasmin, you don't seem to get exactly in the fray, per se, but do you... I only seen you in one fight. You seem to use your life force as a resource. Is that going to be a problem?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, take this. John's going to take out a seal that is written in celestial script. He's going to hand it to Yasmin. This is the recovery seal of Jalal, and if you are about to die, this will help you not die as quickly.
Okay.
Keep it on your person and do not lose it, and return it to me when this is all over.
Could I? What is it? Like it's a little like a little medallion kind of thing.
No, it's like an adhesive token. Like imagine like a playing tile in like Go or something.
Okay.
But it has a surface on the back. You know, like when you tear off the adhesive wrap on like wall mounts, that kind of a thing.
Sure. Okay.
So it's a wall mount that initially like it has that kind of stickiness on the back. But when you get it like moist, wet, or otherwise, either by like putting some kind of liquid on it or licking it or whatnot, it then becomes very adhesive for a short period of time, and you're able to place it on your body, and then rip it off without damaging whatever it is.
Right.
It's the postage stamp of the light.
It's the postage stamp of the light.
Yeah.
Is this temporary tattoo?
I'm gonna kind of inspect it really quickly. What does it return me to?
Effectively, if you drop, so the gamified, if you drop to 0 hit points, you'll automatically pass your first death save and gain 1 hit point.
Oh, okay. So it basically returns you to 1 HP.
It brings you back, but you will drop, but it'll bring you back to 1 HP.
Got it. Okay. So I'll go unconscious, then essentially save, like as if I rolled a natural 20.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So
that's exactly right.
Got it. I'm gonna pull down my. I'll take it from you. Pull down the sleeve of like my coat, and like stick it to my shoulder, and then cover it up.
Perfect. Asena, did you still want to hold on to Temperance, or did you want a recovery seal? What are you more worried about? You're good? Okay, perfect. Let's see here.
Oh, the Golden Redeemers. That's the group that's on this continent, the Golden Redeemers.
Oh, good. The Golden Redeemers. Fantastic. John's going to approach Dolores. How mobile are you? You seem to be able to get around quite effectively.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty fast. I do a lot of tumbling.
And you don't seem to be... You don't seem to have fear when it comes to getting engaged in a conflict. Is that right?
No,
least in our
that is
last- you seem to-
absolutely not right.
Oh, last time you kind of dove headfirst into danger. Do you usually kind of stay back a bit?
A little bit. I mean, I use my shots when I can.
Shots. You only use that crossbow, or do you have any other means of fighting?
I have other weapons in case that fails me.
Like a gun? Do you have a gun?
Yes. I
Good.
have a gun.
Now you also have this, and John's going to hand her a bullet. This is only going to be usable once. When you fire this bullet, and it's a bullet that on the outside it's marked with magical etchings and runes that seem to look like interwoven tentacles. When you fire this at somebody, it's also going to cast the black tentacle spell. It's very good at being able to keep people away from you.
Everard's black tentacles.
Well, Everett's not the only one who has claimed this spell, but yeah, he's the most famous.
The guns that we got from the armory from the Clockwork Tower, do those have the same restrictions as the one from this, like just the general celestial ones?
No.
Cool. Sick.
They are not Inaequa guns. They are guns.
Hell yeah.
Done.
Question, speaking of which, does your gun only fire like blood bullets, or can it fire regular bullets as well?
Oh, are you asking Yasmin in game?
I mean, I'm asking you, but if you want me to ask Yasmin, I can ask Yasmin as well.
Because if you're asking me, I'll give you the short one. If you ask Yasmin, she'll go in depth for too long.
I'm asking you.
No, the gun is more of a spellcasting focus than an actual gun.
Gotcha. Very good.
But I do have a backup gun that is an actual gun.
Okay, well, then John's going to toss you a bullet, which is a magic missile bullet. So if you fire it, it's going to shoot magic missile as well as the bullet.
Cool. I'm gonna throw you one of my extra. No, you know what? I'm keeping it for myself. Never mind.
Understandable.
It's
Have a nice day.
It's a surprise. It's a surprise.
It's a surprise tool that will help us later.
By the way, we haven't really discussed this before, but considering in situations like these, we don't really have a lot of time where John can actually sit down and scry a tattoo on somebody. Would we be able to come up with, you said temporary tattoos. Can John make temporary tattoos at some point? Because that'd be really nice to be able to give somebody a spell tattoo. I'll ask you at some point.
Ask me at some point. Who here, Yasmin and Dolores, do either of you have dark vision?
Oh,
I should have dark vision.
Because we use Elfin and Orc. Yeah. It's not guaranteed because we used Elfin and Orc had little baby. It's one of the options you can pick, but it's not automatic anymore.
One of the options I picked, so yes.
Okay, so you did pick it.
I
All
do
right.
not. Yeah, I do not have it.
Okay. You know what our boy has lying around in the tunnels? Night vision goggles.
Hey.
I'm gonna strip the lenses from the ones that he gave me because they're ugly as hell, and I'm gonna put them into my own
Okay. I mean, they're powered, so they require like
can
power
make
and
that
stuff. But you
work.
can absolutely, yeah, 100% you can. So this right here is the path that the Clockwork Fortress took, and this right here
Oh, joy.
is where he kicked you out.
Oh, dope.
Don't come back till one of you's dead.
Come back
So
on
are
your
you
Inaequa
able-
shielder on it.
That's right. So were you all able to summon that train or what?
No. It kind of comes and goes as it pleases.
I'm working on
That
it.
makes sense. Okay, well,
What preparations would you like to take, if any? Go ahead.
A
Yes.
couple of quick questions, John, Asana. Violet Flame, who is that? Angel of, was it Ichak? Agent, rather not angel. Agent.
So the agent of Yichak kind of like answers both questions at once. Yichak is the Violet Flame. It is again, I keep wanting to say primordial. It's not primordial. It's a very ancient. It's basically the original aspect of war. It's an entity that does not subscribe to good, evil, law, or chaos. It simply wishes to keep conflict going in and among all existence. And it is currently our bitter and hated adversary, as it is working towards the greatest conflict, which is summoning the Void Dragon of Kerr. I don't know why they want to do that, because technically if Kerr is summoned and it destroys everything, then technically conflict, I would assume, would end. There's got to be some sort of greater plan involved with that. But agents of Yichak are various entities across the multiverse that are seeking to help this entity continue strife and are basically fucking with us by taking hold of these pieces of the flesh of Kor and utilizing them for their own nefarious means.
So they're basically like part of the Void Dragon eating people's faces party.
Yeah, I would say the Void Dragon doesn't really care. It just, it's one of those, if it can be considered a cult, it's one of those cults where like, hey, you little ants, do what you're going to do. And if I get anything out of this, fan-frickin-tastic. I'll eat you first.
Okay. I mean, that's all. I just wanted to know what I hate being uninformed. Any setup that we should focus on now?
Well,
any traps you
we
want to
know-
lay? Any setting the field to our advantage?
Normally, yes, but we're dealing with Celestials. I normally deal with fiends, aberrations, and evil outsiders of sorts. We are going up against the forces of good, which is something I'm not exactly specialized against. So my normal preparations are going to be a little lackluster.
Again, good is relative here.
Yeah, I mean, yes. By the way, speaking of relative goodness, you two are petitioners to join the cyst. Is that right?
That's the first we've heard of it.
I have literally never heard of that until
I don't even
when
know
he said
what
it.
that is.
Okay, so you haven't done the murdering your best friend thing yet to join their ranks.
What?
Right? Good. That's good to know. Very nice.
Wait, what?
I have a best friend?
You'll need
Are
to
we
make
gonna-
one if you want to join.
I have a feeling we're gonna get pitted against each other.
Yeah, this is not a good group that you're working with in the slightest. And I don't mean good as in like good, evil, belong. No, I mean like it seems as though you've fallen in with some. Look, I had no idea you were working with the Tenria Sis. Let's just put it that way. And
That
had you told
makes
me that you
4
were,
of us.
that would have been. I would have had very different misgivings about following you into the tunnels of doom.
We don't. At least I don't have a lot of idea of what they do or who they are. This is the first. That was the first I've heard of it. More or less, I would just like our own world to continue.
It sounds like they want the same, at least for now.
At least for now. And I guess in this case, the enemy of my enemy and all that.
I mean, it doesn't sound like the Celestial Heroes have done all. They've reached their goals, but without an enemy to fight, it kind of seems like they're looking for enemies in all the wrong places. I don't think what we're doing is necessarily an evil thing. It's complicated. Asana, what do you think? And is Mr. Oreo going to be happy about this?
I think the bad guys have enlisted us to kill the good guys, so that way the world doesn't end.
Yeah,
That's
that about
right.
sums it up.
Right?
That about sums it up, yes.
So,
Oh no, have we been put into a trolley problem?
Bad guys, derogatory. Facing off against good guys, derogatory.
Are we about to sacrifice a couple to save the masses?
By the way, how important is it that the two of you remain in Ascus? Because, when we're done here, you can just come with us. You don't have to remain here.
I was actually going to ask if you can just leave at any time, because I'm going to be honest, I could just, kind of peace out.
As soon as I get the Flesh of Kor, you are invited to join us if the fate of the world is not paramount on your list of things that need to happen in your life.
Deuces, Ascus.
And Yasmin, does your research require the continuation of your world, or if things go, what's up, are you going to be down with just coming with us and joining the Coriander Society?
Think of the glory in the research of saving an entire world, though. Ooh,
Don is going to
machine.
take out some tech from Lacunas. He's going to take out a snow globe from Lacunas. And it's not just a regular snow globe. It projects an image of the entire main city of the principality, and there is no snow on Lacunas, but it imagines if there would be snow there, what it would look like. And you see people walking around and playing in the snow angels and snowball fights, things that would never actually happen on that world, but they visualized it and they can live out this theater of the mind. And he shows that, and this is a knick-knack from one of the worlds that I've been upon. I could show you wonders that Ascus could only dream of in another 1,000 years.
I'm gonna take the snow globe and put it in one of my packs. I'm not going to respond.
So, real quick, out of curiosity, Lacunas, do they have snow globe airs like they do holodeck airs on Star Trek? Is that a bug?
Lacuna's snow globes didn't exist until Matt made them up 5 seconds ago.
Okay.
But it does fit in world. It's not entirely an errant
No. I'm not saying it's out of character. No, I'm just saying that the Lacuna snow globe lore is still being developed. That being said, it is a world of artificial intelligences, hyper advanced technology that was invaded by dragons from a world of magic, and so now it's home to psionic mecha knights slaying dragons and lasers.
Yasmin didn't say no. She didn't say no. She didn't say yes. She didn't say no.
What were you saying, Asana?
Asana just holds up her arm and then unsheaths her auto dagger again.
In the time, actually that does give me something, because we have approximately an hour, or is it half an hour at this point?
You have an hour inside the fortress and an undisclosed amount of time however long it takes them to find you out of the fortress.
Okay. I would like to, Asina, if you would give me permission, to look at some of your weapons and try and essentially field upgrade my own weapons with any tech that I can possibly glean from this to improve it.
Sure.
Roll a technology check.
What do you want? She just starts.
I'm gonna let.
She just starts pulling him out again and throwing him on the ground, just like the first episode.
Okay.
Hey, mate. I have, if Asana doesn't mind repurposing it, I have Asana's drone, which was Lacuna's tech that got destroyed, and I kept the pieces of.
That's my favorite drone.
It is favorite drone. If Asana's okay with losing the discarded carapace and inner workings of favorite drone, we could use that to help upgrade any possible technological fixes that Yasmin would want to repurpose.
I mean, if that's the case, my homunculi, as kind of a natural hybrid.
This depends entirely on whether or not Asana is willing to part with the remnants of favorite drone. You just met these people.
That's my favorite drone.
I mean, I'm asking for whatever scraps that you're gonna let me look at to kind of get inspiration and upgrade from. I'm not picky on what you give me. So whatever you want to highlight, that's what I'm going for.
What do I have?
shoulder cannon, arm blade, smart laser, double-barreled shotgun,
Oh my
Exarch
God.
poleaxe.
I mean,
Oh, by the
probably
way-
the poleaxe and the smart laser are probably the most interesting to him, to her. But no, I don't. He can. Ugh. We can use the freaking drone scraps. That's fine.
Okay.
I have my favorite drone emblem still.
Along with pulling out the scraps of favorite drone, John gives both Dolores and Yasmin a wooden spoon that has very nice engravings on it.
Thank you.
Can I read
Hold
the
on.
engraving? Can
Hold
I
on to
read the
this.
engravings?
It is very important. The engravings are more so just filigree. It comes from a void world that doesn't really exist. We bought 1,000 of these spoons, and we give them to our friends as we meet them on our adventures. So now you have one of many spoons that are that basically you are now officially unofficially friends. So enjoy.
Friendship
That
spoons.
just-
Friendship spoons.
Doesn't
You
that
want
just
a piece of
give
a
us
toxic ship?
toxic, like emotionally?
A toxic
Maybe.
ship like Zutara?
I don't know. Is that Gaston's brother's ship?
The Firefly?
Oh, Vector, yeah.
Yeah, I
Got
mean,
a piece of that ship.
it's highly radioactive and it flies, so that's probably it had anti-gravity properties, so that's probably interesting. If you want to exchange that,
Also, I'm not gonna let the fact that you mentioned the Zutara ship go under the radar.
I chuckled. I chuckled at it.
it was the first thing that popped into my mind. Yeah, honestly, this could be maybe not at this exact moment, but this could be a great opportunity for the two of you to take all the random like bits of techno crap that you've collected and be like, look here,
Yeah.
and have it actually be like super appreciated.
Single-handedly
Okay.
advance this world into the the computer age.
The post-Inaequa age. Behold.
Drawing
has
a
to
big purple rock
violate some law of
man.
time travel.
Mate, where are we, by the way? Is this just tunnel?
You are
Underground
in
tunnels?
the Tenarius tunnels,
We're in the Tenarius tunnels.
carved out by vile dragons.
Okay, wait, so they dropped us in the Tenarius tunnels, and they're gonna believe that the Tenarius cyst has nothing to do with this.
So they don't know about the Tenarius cyst. They don't know they're called that.
So this is just the dragon tunnels to normal folk.
They're called the Tenarius tunnels, but nobody knows that like they call.
Nobody knows
themselves the Tenarius
why.
cyst. Yeah.
Okay. But there's nothing techie here. If we were to set up traps and stuff, it's going to be obvious there's traps and stuff.
Correct.
And
unless you hide them well.
Yeah, this looks like a bunch of rock. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's possible, but all
I'm
right.
starting an
So-
invisible in my head timer before they arrive.
That's fine. Okay, so compatriots, I believe we've done a lot of the basic yetchamacallits that we can do to prepare for this, and John's going to finish casting the spell that he's been ritually working on for a while, and he takes on the form of I don't think anything's going to be super useful here in terms of resistances, so let's just go with lightning. John takes on the form of a blue dragon. He's still a humanoid, but he grows wings out of his back. His flesh is replaced with scintillating blue scales. He grows a pair of horns above his head, and his eyes take on a vibrant goldish hue to them. I think that we should focus our efforts on luring them into the best position for us. It's very likely, we've heard, that they're going to be arriving. Very likely the paladin will be flying in leading the charge. If not, then it's possible it could be the gnome. Honestly, considering what we've heard, I think it's going to be the paladin with a retinue of range to support them. It's going to be yours and guns. Yasmin, are you able to do that counter spell thing again, or is that a one and done thing for the day?
I have it refreshed. I rebuilt the contraption that has it activate. I can only do it once though.
Fantastic. My thought here is this. We have this natural V. It is possible, considering this appears to be the main tunnel, they are likely going to be coming either from the east or the west. Considering I was the one who took it, we either could have me just standing front and center, or considering Asena is a rather powerful individual, we could have Asena standing front and center. And then we have those of us kind of hidden in the shadows off to the side. When they arrive, hopefully they'll strike quick and fast, making themselves open and available for us to then pounce on them from cover. If we want to keep the two of you in separate areas, they'll have to make sure they try and find a way around to get to you, breaking themselves off from the main force. And effectively, we should be able to focus all of our efforts on that angel. We need to hit hard, quick, and either disable her or destroy her as soon as possible.
Reasonable. I think it makes.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, how tall are these caverns?
That's a good point.
Pretty fucking tall.
Okay. So
They
tall
get
enough
shorter,
that
like,
an
when-
aerial unit would.
Yeah, like you could. This big tunnel out here, very tall. These inner tunnels here, probably as tall as they are wide. That's generally assume passages are as tall as they are wide.
Hey, mate.
Mm-hmm.
We're allowed to move around this space right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just take a quick little look-see here. And hey, I've got dark vision. Can you give me some dark vision, please?
Your dark vision isn't on?
I'm not seeing like beyond.
Oh, stop moving for a sec. Stop moving for a sec. I gotta catch you and
Yeah.
activate. Dude, why are your tokens not saving with the default of dark vision?
I don't know, man.
Do you have it out to 60?
That ain't my 120, actually.
I'm asking the universe, not you.
Oh, no, it's 60.
It's what? Did you say it's actually 60?
Sorry,
not 100?
No, it's 120. I thought you were making a joke, like, you know.
Oh, no.
There we go. All right, let's just get a lay of the land here.
Totally wait.
Can you see anything, Rosie?
Nope. I'm refreshing.
Okay.
So just for the purpose of like us planning, John sends his drone out and just kind of gives everyone a real good look-see as to what we've got here. And mate, from when we got dropped off, the train was, I guess, like kind of coming this way. How did the train drop us off?
It went chugga 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 choo choo.
That leads nowhere. Where did that go? Oh, that's just a bridge. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, that just goes onward. There's a bridge
Very
here.
good.
Okay.
Yasmin, you seemed to have a very good way to be able to track what was happening around us. Do you happen to know how close these individuals are and when they're going to be arriving?
Oh, that is it's localized to scrying abilities.
Ding.
And another one happening. Oh, I'm actually going to set up the homunculi at wings of the area, like at the outer English, as notification wardens, essentially, like further
How
down
many
the
do
path
you
that we're
have?
kinda coming from. I believe I have 4. Let me double check.
Oh, I recognize this. They used this map for Curse of Tamarind at one point.
It was just a lot smaller.
Yeah, no, of course.
Double the
that's
size on this. Yep.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Well, good. Welcome back.
All
Okay.
cribbing from the
Prototype
same book.
drones. Find familiar spell. Number equal to my proficiency modifier. 4. Yeah, so it is 4.
Okay.
And I also
what's
did the
perception
23 on the
your-
tech check. On the homunculus, let me go open that stat block up.
John's gonna let the party know there's a big ass cavern over here, like with only one way in and out. We could absolutely just lure them into a cavern.
Perception, yeah. So wisdom stat. Passive perception of 10.
Okay.
Active perception likely the same because it's wisdom, so it's +0.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be 0.
Sorry, yes. Passive 10, 0 on the check. Or +0 on the check.
I'd like all of you to roll perception checks, please.
Alrighty then.
Oh no.
It can also communicate telepathically with me. So.
John.
Yeah.
I think just John. Yeah, just John. As you're making your plans, the ground is rumbling.
Where? Everywhere or like here? Here.
Specifically here and here.
Okay, John informs the group. Do we want to go after the rumble or should we move at an advantageous position to then see what comes up? This looks like a skull. Anyone see that? Right in front of Dargan. The ground
It
just
is.
looks
There
like
are a lot
There's
of dead
two
things.
skulls.
There's a
There-
lot
Oh, yeah,
of
there's a lot of
skulls.
skulls. Never mind, that's a ton of skulls.
I think
See a
I
bunch
think
of
I
them.
think heading into them puts us at a chance to be in a kill box. I think we want to stay in a position of disadvantage or position of advantage rather.
Mhm.
To
But do
highlight.
we like it here, or considering we're going to be facing a lot of ranged combatants, do we want to move further into the
The
tunnels?
rumbling moves closer.
Make the call. You've been in more combat than we have.
All right, considering we're dealing with something underground, let's move up this way. We're going to be moving ourselves up towards the west. There is a bridge overlooking this area. They cannot tunnel up to an overhanging bridge. Let's remove their
Okay,
advantage and make our
everyone-
way that way.
Take one move, please.
Okay, let me go back to where I was.
Just base movement, right?
Yeah, you can dash. You're welcome to dash or other actions.
Oh man.
Oh, okay.
I may need you to move me.
Is it,
Roll20
is it choking
not
for
happy
you?
with me.
Ah.
Yeah.
What was the result of the tech check, by the way?
I'm going to let you create your own imitation smart laser that is usable once in this encounter.
Cool.
Nice.
It's a good one.
What properties does it hold?
Let me copy and paste it to
Like
you.
damage type. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Does anybody here have a good like sneak attack?
The rumbling has moved into these walls.
They're in the walls.
They're in the gosh darn wall. Yeah. Asana has a very good sneak attack.
Because I have cast greater invisibility in case we want to
Oh. That's pretty incredible.
make somebody invisible to get the jump on.
Okay.
Yeah, Asana has, I believe, it's at least a 2 or 3d6 on your sneak attack.
Oh, I didn't mean like literal sneak attack. I meant just in general. Like who can hit hard if given the opportunity.
Oh, well, I think any of us are probably good candidates for that. If it would help not only offensively or defensively, anybody who would need to benefit from invisibility to help their ability to not be seen, like to be hit, would probably be pretty beneficial. And Asana and I are pretty good at not getting hit. I mean, I'll take it. If you're offering greater invisibility, I will take greater invisibility. No doubt about that.
Any other takers?
I think that makes sense on our biggest hitters. I would not be. I don't think I would qualify for that. I think Santa makes more sense in terms of just like raw damage output.
I don't.
But I'll take it.
The rumbling stops near you.
Okay, sorry. Ability.
Wait, did we get to keep moving?
Yeah, you can keep moving. It's moved up into the walls, into the goddamn walls.
So considering it's not an angel just flying at us, it's very likely the gnome, or I guess it could have been the caster, but that just seems a little odd.
I'm gonna move here, and then you said the noise is coming from like this area here.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw down when my group moves kind of out of this area, assuming they're out of this area, kind of vaguely in the center area. I'm throwing down a bottle of hang on, what is it called exactly? Drinkable tentacles.
Drinkable tentacles? Interesting.
What color bottle is it?
Let me look at this. Let me double check the best way to use this because I don't want to.
Potent potables.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Potent potables.
Yes. I believe you gave me because I have like how many do I have? I have 4. I think they were 2 uncommon, 2 rare.
Yes.
Because the 2 uncommon were the ones I picked up at the start, and then the 2 rare were the ones that I got from
2 blue and 2
the
red.
downtime. 2 blue and 2 red, yes. So I'm throwing down a. You know what? Let's open with a red.
Okay. I'm also refreshing Roll20 because it's giving me a little bit of guff.
Yeah, it's like crashing everything right now.
I probably went overboard with the map.
Oh no.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm just measuring the radius here of the aforementioned tentacular spectacular. All right, it's a little bit too large. Nope.
Hey, question, allies. Do you happen to know? And I know that our allies use a lot of constructs. Does the ministry make use of a lot of constructs?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. John is going to take out the clock face candelabrum. He's going to see, where are we planning on holding up right now? Going to go ahead and set it down where we are all going to be kind of making our stand. It looks like are you putting your field right there?
I think I'm going to put it up. I think I'm putting it a little bit further up, like here-ish, because that's where the sound was coming from, right?
It's in the walls. Ping where you want it.
Let's. You know what? I think here is good enough. I think that's okay.
Fine. Is this where the sound is coming from?
Let's not move around too much.
Asana, are you and Dargan going to be moving this way towards us, or are you staying right here by the wall?
I don't know. Should I move?
It's up to you.
Also, for the record, this looks exactly like black tentacles to you, except the tentacles are red.
Nice. Yeah, if we're going to be staying right here, then John's going to go ahead and set the candelabrum down right here, mate, and activate it so its 10-foot aura extends out to basically this entire hallway here, this section of hallway.
I'll get a candelabra. I'd like everyone to roll for initiative.
Alrighty then.
I knew it.
Who could have seen this one coming?
Oh, I'm coming.
All right.
Hold on. Wait.
Holding.
I John had disadvantage. Okay, never mind. We're good. John expunged his disadvantage. So it should be just an 18.
Okay.
Not a 22.
John, you drop the candelabra, and what else?
Oh, a little closer to us. If you can put it one more, like, whip. There we go. And it has a 10-foot aura. If you don't mind dropping that down.
I'm not going to because of the map clutter, but
Gotcha. Well, then never mind. At this
But it
point,
is
John. Yeah. Well, seems like we're not going to make it to the bridge in time, so we're going to get got
just in
here. So
initiative
John's
order.
going
We're
to.
just in initiative order. It doesn't mean combat started. It just means that order matters.
Okay. Does it seem like something's about to break out of this wall?
It's very hard to tell. Something's definitely in the wall.
Something's definitely in the wall. Okay. Then until we know what's happening, John's going to pick up the candelabra, so he's holding it. He's going to take out Krantaka, and he is going to whisper over to Asena. Hey, Asena, are you holding your ground, or are we going to keep making our way towards the bridge?
I thought we were just walking through a tunnel.
Indeed. We're going away from something tunneling towards us. Are we making our way to the bridge, or are we staying here?
We can keep walking.
Then John's going to keep walking.
Okay. Yasmin.
I'm going to use my bonus action here to whisper. We'll say whisper to inscript a combination on the keypad of the shield that she carries around. I'm going to activate animated shield here so that my hands are free.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let's move. We're gonna move like here. I think that's my max movement. What am I gonna do with my action? Oh, you know what? Oh, I have to see it. Okay. Damn. Never mind. Sorry, I'm just looking at the gadgets here that I have.
Sana, you're going to be next. You can go ahead and start taking your turn while this is being calculated.
Okay.
I'm going to call my homunculus in closer, so they kind of keep pace and just see if they've seen anything.
Yes. Can they share their vision with you, or do they just report back to you?
Telepathic communication.
Okay.
So, however that is however that's inferred, that's what I'll read the specifics of what the homunculus stat block says. While it is on the same plane of existence as its master, it can magically convey what it senses to its master, and the two can communicate telepathically.
Okay, it can convey what it senses. You see two enormous fiery chariots being pulled by horses of light and fire coming down the tunnel to the far south. There are 3 people in each of them. One of the in one of the chariots, each chariot has a heavily armed warrior with 2 shields. Each chariot also has a wizard. And one chariot has the Magi Primaria from whom you stole the cincture. Galenium Morum.
Okay.
The other one, clad in shining silver plate and a flowing orange tabard, this hulking half-orc is obviously an exemplary warrior. His countenance leaving nothing to surmise save for the battle scars and milky white eye. He has clearly had experience with the enormous great axe he wields.
Okay.
This is Gruck the Axe.
Nice.
One of the celestial heroes.
I'm sharing this information kind of as I'm getting it to the people around me, so that we're all kind of in the same thing. How close is my one of my homunculus to it, to these chariots?
Here, I'll transport you through time and space for a moment.
No worries. Okay.
Transporting you back through time and space.
Okay. Good to know. So that's what, roughly
100 feet more?
Like 200 maybe?
Almost 200 feet. Yeah, like 200 feet.
Cool. They're closing in 200 feet. Team knows that. I'm gonna send one of my homunculus to nip at one of the horses.
Okay.
See if we can
roll an attack for the homunculus.
All right, that's a cool. Wrong one.
Matt, you obviously know how this spell works.
Yeah. Yes, I do. Did there happen to be any constructs among them, Yasmin?
No. Not only have you not hit the horses, but your homunculus takes 18 points of fire/radiant damage.
Cool. It's destroyed. Like it flies through the it flies through kind of the horse, tries to like bite at it as it kind of slashes or flies through, and then on its way into the area, it just melts into a bunch of slag. As although it uses the homunculus stat block, it is technically a flying clockwork automaton. And it just cannot survive the excessive heat that kind of goes through here.
Don't look into the light. I can't help it. It's so beautiful.
You've been here the whole time.
Yeah, Drozy, I don't actually hear or see you. Could you go ahead and give it an F5? Neither Matt nor I can hear or see you. So if you've been making brilliant contributions, they've all been lost to the abyss of time, for which I apologize.
I'll echo that there's 3 you can't see. Yeah, so I'm gonna give all this information. That's my, I mean, technically that's my action, that's my bonus action, my movement. 200. You know what? I'll use my action to dash and get a little bit further up here. Call it here. I think that's roughly.
Asena, are you double moving or anything else?
No. I'm just gonna do one move, and then Dargan will be in front to see what's coming.
Okay. Remove cat. Welcome back, Josie. We have you again. What would you like to do on your turn? Go ahead, Lafon.
I would like to put one homunculus here at the mouth of this entrance here. Specifically not hiding. I want it to be as obvious as possible. Let's try and get them through this mouth rather than elsewhere. It's kind of a thought process. Who knows if it'll work?
Delarice, what would you like to do?
I don't know if I was heard, but I was going to cast Greater Invisibility on Asena.
On yourself? Okay.
On us? Oh no, on
Asena.
Asena.
All right, Asena,
Yeah.
you are now double super invisible.
Oh, cool.
You can attack and it won't break invisibility. A booming voice echoes through the caverns. Villains, stand forth and deliver. The thing you took is real dangerous. You want to give it back, or are we gonna fight?
This guy is not serious. This is not real. I'm almost insulted that's how we're addressed at the outset of possibly fatal blows.
I don't want to kill you. You give it out peaceful like, and well, we can figure something out.
Tarnation.
I've killed a whole lot of things, I gotta tell you. I don't want to make that list longer. You want to do this peaceful?
Can we just throw him a ball or something?
Hello? These wizards are real smart. I know you're in there.
Asana doesn't want to say anything because she's invisible.
Good sir, you sound like a rather pleasant individual. I'm sad to see that this encounter may not go as you've previously had the pleasure of. Why don't you go ahead and come on in here? We've got ourselves armed to the teeth. There are traps abound, and we could make this very easy. You send one of yours, we'll send one of ours. We'll do a transfer. We'll give you the artifact back, and you let us get out of here. Simple as that.
How do you swear it?
Who would you have me swear it to?
I don't know you. That's a very personal
Well,
question.
Good sir, I know very little of you, but I can swear upon my patron goddess that I would not, unless under duress, break this oath that I make with you.
Okay, but is your patron goddess one of the tricky kinds that, like, when you break their oath, they say good job on you? Or are they the kind that does bad things to you if you break an oath?
Are you familiar with the Queen of Dragons?
Hold on.
Didn't specify what Queen of Dragons.
Dragons? Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Killed me a lot of dragons.
Then they should not fear. You should not fear them as much. Shouldn't you?
Fear doesn't come into it. I am Gruck the Axe, and I swear on my own honor that if you hand over the ring thingy, oh, hey, shut up. Shut up. Look, if they do this honorable, we do this my way. They don't do this honorable, we do it my other way. No, I don't care. We gotta give them a chance. No, I'm Gruck the Axe, and I swear by my own honor, you hand that over, and I won't kill you, or fight you, or lock you up. I'll let you go. Once.
Once is all we need. By the honor of the Queen of Dragons, from the high halls of Avernus, I promise that we will hand over this artifact to you, and all will leave here unscathed.
No, do you know who he's talking about? Avernus? You can't do that! Gruck, get back here! And Gruck the Axe dismounts his flaming chariot after the two of them pull forward 100 feet. Whoosh. And hoisting the enormous axe for which he is named, he starts approaching you. Menacing. Well, not menacingly, but very, very sturdily. And it is on that note that we will be ending today's adventure. Stick around for Coriander right after this.
everyone. Welcome to Coriander. This is the show after the show where we talk about the show. Thank you all for being here. If you have any questions that you want to run by us cast members, please post them in the chat and I will get to them at the end of the episode. For now, we are going to talk a little bit about what just happened in the show. But before that, we have a very important question. One is, how's everyone doing? And two is, what is your favorite old school commercial? So let's roll. If you want to roll 1d20 in Roll20 to see who's going first and who's going last, and then we'll go around the circle. I know you guys didn't close your Roll20 yet.
I know at least one of you closed Roll20 already. I'm not naming any names.
Actually, just a heads up, if you put Roll20 on a different browser for everything else, it mostly works.
Okay, let's also be fair though. Let's also be fair. Your computer told you it can't install Windows 11. So, like,
correct.
This is like a 50-50 thing.
League of Legends.
If I wish I could show chat pictures, but I currently have 1.6 gigabytes free on my C drive.
I probably have 0.4 or 5.
Okay, but out of how much?
16.
16? 930.
Okay. I will not admit what my data usage looks like because it is a disaster and is embarrassing. So I will not say anything. But let's just say I have multiple terabytes worth of storage and only multiple 100 gigabytes of available storage. So
That might be worse.
I had to spend $2.99 a month to get more storage on Google because I ran out.
Yeah, I pay Google for their terabyte of storage just because.
I want to turn into LaFawn. Like, I am canceling all the cloud storage. I'm putting it all on drives.
Local.
Like, maybe get me more M2s. Like,
It comes,
do that.
It comes from years of like tech background. So like it used to be my job. So, and then it went to esports, and I was like, I know how to deal with data.
Yeah.
So it just kind of continued from there.
So I use both, backup and a backup just in case.
at least you do that. I don't back
What?
up my backups, which is really bad.
What happens if something happens and I lose all my memes?
See, I do have a folder of memes for quick deployment in work chat, but I'm also just lightning fast with the Googles. So the world is my meme vault.
Yeah.
Except for there's always that one obscure one that I'm like, I
Yes,
have this somewhere, and
but I don't even know how to Google it. You can't
find it.
Right?
Exactly.
It's the weird one you don't know how to describe. That one where the guy with the cowboy hat opens his mouth and then his eyes go blah. It's kind of hard to Google.
And if I try to Google it, I'm gonna get put on a list.
I'm going to be on
somewhere.
more lists.
Turn your VPN on first.
Sponsored by NordVPN. Not sponsored.
I know. That would have been a good segue.
Right?
What is your naming convention to find your memes? Do you have one?
Like charades.
Do you mean Googling them or like storing them?
No, for storing.
Okay, in my gifts folder, I have Adventure Time. I find your proposal. So like I tend to either name it after
They're sorted by
key-
show.
No, because the one from that thing with Always Be Closing in it is just called Always Be Closing, and the one with Raiden saying Amogus is just called Amogus. But I don't really have a system. I just have a brain full of chaos.
Just like whatever, when you think of that
Yeah,
name,
word association.
that's the word.
Yeah.
The name I think of naming it is
probably
going to
the
be the
best.
name I think of to pull it up. Yeah.
Meme mnemonics, I guess.
Yeah, it's my
Which is very like it's so meta.
it's my memory palace.
Your memes for your memes.
This is when people get too smart and then have extra time
And
to
just use
procrastinate
their,
things.
or just waste their intelligence. Just
Yeah.
absolutely squander their gift.
NASA could have hired me, but
The memes.
Now I run a meme archive. Okay. Looks like with the highest roll, we have Joe with a 17, my favorite number.
Ooh, why?
There was like a math it's one of those ones that actually just like pops up in your life multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of found the correlation. But I'm always like, I love the number before like the big number. So like 17, 18 is supposed to be the big year, and you're like, nah,
Right,
17's
right.
better. Or like everyone's stoked for Friday. I'm like, I like Thursday because Friday.
Okay, it's a hipster thing. I get it.
Yeah.
I'm doing well. I had fun today. I've been looking forward to role playing some of these characters, like Ivis, who has something new to surprise me with every single time for a variety of reasons. I am excited because this world's under certain different circumstances. Normally, John and Asena show up and they're like, "All right, there's a multiverse, and you've never heard of us." But now they're like, "What is this guy doing?" It's this balance of you two, our guests, knowing things that you normally shouldn't know, but then also not knowing things. I'm excited by it. I'm having a good time.
Cool. And your favorite old school commercial?
Okay, I gotta see. I'm still figuring out how this content window thing is gonna work. Old men got milk. Be very careful how you Google that. Now that I think of it.
Oh yeah.
Okay. How am I gonna do this? Let's see.
Can you play it in Roll20?
No, I can't. But I can share it in video. So I'm gonna do that.
This is for the chat. That's like, what the hell is going on? This just came up in we have a pre-show tech check and just decided to do it. So
Yeah. For no adequately explained reason. I don't even remember how it came up. The meme. Okay, I have to add this. Don't worry, folks. We're professionals.
I think
do
if I
this.
recall, it was an explanation, or it was a response to something that we were saying in tech. And you said the line from the ad, and then a couple of us were like, "What?" And then you showed us the ad for context.
Yeah, I think this is Drowsy's fault. Let me just make sure that this is.
I'm so sorry.
The
Let me see if this works.
downside to giving context is that it'd be funnier without context, I think.
That's true. We did just ruin the joke. Okay, I'm gonna hit play.
Get out of here. What? You want to dance, old man?
Strong bones, calcium may help prevent osteoporosis.
Absolutely wild.
Noise at the
it's
old
kind
man.
of just a slideshow in video.
I know, right?
It's
but yeah,
playing correctly though.
yeah. I just
Why
love
is
the
that your
noise of
favorite?
the old. the line, "You want to dance, old man," and just that makes
Hashtag growing older goals.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, those got milk commercials were really, really good. And now they're gone.
Everybody was in those too, like the page ads. There's so many celebrities doing those.
Oh yeah. Like in the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I rolled a 13, so I guess I'm next. My commercial's not funny, but I reference it all the time and nobody really gets it. So I don't know why this one's stuck in my brain. But it is a Taco Bell commercial for the Crunchwrap Supreme. And so I tend to say good to go a lot.
All right, I'm
And that's
running
what
it.
this is from.
Hey, man, that car is off the hook.
I like classics made modern. What's that? It's Crunchwrap Supreme. All the classic Taco Bell taste grilled up, so it's good to go.
The Crunchwrap Supreme is back. Beefy, melty, crunchy, cool, classic Taco Bell taste loaded into a flour tortilla and grilled for maximum portability.
I don't know why this is stuck in my brain.
Think outside the bun.
So whenever you say good to go, that's what we should think of.
Yeah, but you have to do the hand motion, which is good to go.
I have seen you do that.
Yes, I have done it.
All right, who's next?
We have. Oh, I forgot to say what I'm good. My I'm good, you guys. No, my silky chicken had babies yesterday, and we have 7 brand new chicks. So that's been very, very exciting. I did do a live stream earlier today, so go check the VODs if you want to see how cute they are. Okay. LaFawn with a 10. How are you? What's your commercial?
I'm doing all right. A little bit tired. Ramadan's been long, so it's almost over. It's kind of fun. My ad, I gotta clarify. I'm Canadian. I am very Canadian.
To clarify.
No, because people will watch this ad and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense. I get it now." The best way I can say this is a hockey commercial. It's
Only in Canada.
It's funny. It requires a lot of context explaining how good the Maple Leafs were back then, who Matt Sundin is. It's funny, but like the context makes it funnier. And I don't have time to explain the context, so I'll just say I'm Canadian. It's a Canadian ad. It's funny.
And we just discussed how context is the enemy. So
also, the French Canadian accent is hilarious, no matter what. So it works out.
Unable to stop Matt Sundin, Francois Dupuis is forced to become a gardener.
You got a skate sharpener I can borrow there?
Go away, Maple Leafs! You remind me of Matt Sundin! You're the worst Leafs on earth, you little Matt Sundin! I never knew what he was going to do! Go top shelf, bottom shelf, left side, stick side! Oops, missed the spot. Die, Maple Leafs!
it's just okay. That's funny. No context. Damn, the beliefs is just funny.
For real though.
Well, it's hilarious. There's another level that gets added when you kind of get the context of like what the Maple Leafs were back then. I should also highlight the team I'm a fan of is a rival of both Montreal Canadiens, who that goaltender is on, and the Toronto Maple Leafs, who Matt Sundin was on back in the day. But yeah, it's just. Those Nike ads were hilarious, and there's a bunch of them. There's one where it's like a dude is in like a taxi, and they're like skating down Times Square for like a playoff or like a Stanley Cup ad. There was just something about hockey ads during that time period that were just crazy. Very silly.
They had good writers. They had good
Yes.
a good creative agency.
Die Maple Leafs. I'm sticking that one in my back pocket for something. I don't know what, but yeah.
Put it in the archive.
You cast Fireball and kill a bunch of mooks. Die, Maple Leafs!
It's right up there with fucking blueberries. It's so good.
Matt Sundin.
Matt Sundin.
Liz, you are up next. You rolled a 5.
Woo. Let's see. I'm good. Tired, but good. So I don't know if this is my favorite commercial, but it's one that I reference a lot. And that's was it Singular, Verizon? I don't remember who it was for. All I remember is the line from it.
All right. We'll wait for the line.
Say the line, Bart.
All this time. Bethany, it's you.
Your cell phone bill is what's up. All this texting.
OMG, INBD.
It is a big deal. Who are you texting 50 times a day?
IDK, my BFF Jill.
Tell your BFF. Me paying this bill, that's what's the S. Stand F.
Now, too much texting. Singular brings you unlimited texting, just $5 more a month.
So I think later too, there was a follow-up commercial that took place in like a retirement home, and like this little old lady repeated that line, IDK, my BFF Jill. And it's just like one of those lines that just stuck in my brain at a multiple age.
One of the funniest things in the context of like the future relative to that ad is the subtitles for that, but the fact that we can understand all that shorthand like instantly. It's just so weird. It's like the mother doesn't need the subtitles written, the child does, but like my brain is
not anymore.
I understood the shorthand way better than whatever the parent was saying.
Yup. Sign of the times. That old flip phone, man.
And now it's like it seems like it's like all emoji now. A lot of that has been replaced by emoji.
And GIFs.
Yeah.
GIFs are millennial and cringe. That's the last report I got from the front. Yeah, I've been told that amongst Gen Z, Gen A, GIFs are now cringe, but I'm not an expert and should not be heated in such matters.
Huh.
I have noticed
now that
all
they're
of
entering.
Okay.
Now that they're entering the workforce and they're forced to use Slack, I think they are growing to the GIFs.
Because you need them for corporate expression. They are required.
And honestly, I'm not gonna stop using GIFs. I was never cool. I'm never gonna be cool. So at least I can be nostalgic, if not cool. I can be vintage.
I am cringe, but I am free.
As long as a full stop, a period isn't used in a sentence, I'm chill with whatever. Because that to me, like, I'll take caps lock. That's fine. But like a period, I'm like, okay, we've gone too far. That's
too passive aggressive.
Now this has become a hostile workplace environment.
You can take my Oxford comma from me kicking and screaming all the way to the bank.
I will also die on that hill. But like if you use no punctuation at all, that's fine. I get it.
No, but some punctuation is important because that's that difference between, hey kids, let's eat. Let's eat, grandma, versus let's eat, grandma.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Totally. I am one to wear the thumbs up emoji. You give me the thumbs up emoji, you want to murder me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it seems so passive aggressive, and I have coworkers who use that, and I'm like,
now
are you
here's
mad
the
at
thing:
me?
reacting to a message or as a response, because that's different context.
No, as a response.
Okay. If you're reacting to a message, that's less passive aggressive than
It's
sending
like I've
some
seen
of the.
this.
Yeah, it's like confirmed.
Yeah.
No, I've gotten the thumbs up as like a response, and I'm like, did I do something wrong?
You know what
Yeah,
I
it just
found is
sounds
a really weird archaic carryover is you ever get like an ellipses in like a text or email and people are like, dude, why did you just drop an ellipses on me? But from what I found from talking with, the previous generation, for maybe a little bit of Gen X, but especially for boomers, they usually use ellipses meaning like an exclamation point. When they respond with an ellipses, it's not meaning I'm trailing off because I'm mad at you. It's not like, oh, I'm being passive aggressive. Like, yeah, sure. It's like, it's like, and I'm waiting for what you're gonna say. That's what it's
batshit. That's
why would they do that?
No, that's why you have the exclamation point. Ellipses is silent.
GIFs. It's GIFs. That's what it is. Ellipses as an exclamation point is GIFs.
Like ellipses for me is like I literally like there's no words here, right? Like what
stunned
you said
silence.
is so.
I agree. I'm just sharing with y'all what I found by interacting with people who drop.
This is evidence that they need to be diagnosed. That's what this is evidence of. This is a personality disorder.
Yeah, I feel like ellipses was always something like stunned silence or like Phrasing.
Oh, if you just do just ellipses, like if the message is just ellipses, just the ... that's a beat panel, right? Like in a comic, that's a beat panel. But when you say you type something ... or whatever we end up doing ... like a lot of Gen Xers I've noticed will do that, and it kind of seems like they're real. That's like this super passive aggressive low energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I use ellipses in writing, which is probably a bad habit, but it's to indicate, to be continued.
Pause.
Dramatic
Pause. Yeah. I
It
like
just sounds-
words, ellipses, word. I like. That's how I like using them.
You resolve
Well, like,
the anticipation.
I'll get like, yeah, whatever you want, ... and I'm like, wow. Wow,
Okay,
like
that could also, that's like
calm
inappropriate.
down.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. ...
It's like, back off.
Oh
HR?
my
HR?
Or no, it's also just like, yeah, sure, whatever you want, ... To me, that's also like an implied threat. Like, yeah, whatever you want.
See, that's
And
weird
I'm
because
like,
to me it comes
whoa.
across as like, fine, whatever you want. You can
Yeah,
do
that too. Like, and I'm like, okay.
Mhm.
What
I think it
did I
depends on
do?
your childhood, the level of threat implied with the
What did silence mean to you as a child?
silence means trauma. You grew up in the 90s.
Which kind of reminds me of Asena's, what happened to you guys?
I think
I know.
it's an
We're
underrated
going to
moment.
get into it.
It's an underrated moment.
We'll get into that next, but last we have Matt. How are you? And what's your commercial?
I'm good. My commercial is it might be a little too new, but it's my favorite, and I'm dying on this hill. Is the Doritos goat commercial that came out apparently in 2013? I didn't realize it was 2013.
Doritos.
But it
That was
was
also
the
11
ad
years ago,
that
so I
played
think it
during the
counts.
Super Bowl. Yeah, I'm gonna accept it.
That was
It
over
played-
a decade ago.
It played during the Super Bowl, and it was amazing because, literally, for the longest time, my whole personality was the goat scream. Everybody would just goat scream at me because I did it twice, and then everyone decided that was my thing, and I loved goats. Someone for my birthday, someone from my birthday made me a cheesecake that had a goat on it because they thought it was that important.
You told grandma you wore an orange t-shirt once, and now grandma buys you
Yes.
the orange t-shirts. Roll
Always.
This is not for people with misophonia.
I didn't know that's
It was either from that or it capitalized on all the screaming goats, but it was perfect.
I have two
Okay.
notes. I have two notes. One, as
Was it
someone,
and then
as someone who's raised goats before, they will actually just eat anything. I once had a goat that I had, those ketchup packets you get from fast food restaurants?
Yeah.
It ate the whole thing. Like a plastic container, like the entire thing, the ketchup, the plastic, everything. It was totally fine, of course. But they will eat everything. Second, if you like ASCII emotes and you're still on Windows 10 or 11, pressing the Windows key and the period button simultaneously opens up an emote window that has some ASCII emotes in it, which is kind of fun.
Is this going to shut down my computer?
No,
Actually,
I just did it. They even have
What
the
is it?
C9
Windows
energy. They
and
have
what?
Windows key period. They have C9 give me your energy. Holy crap.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Hey.
This one.
Yeah.
Can
There's
we
a
bring
bunch.
this back, you guys?
Whoa.
This is your fun Windows shortcut of the day.
Wow.
Okay, we have talked about so many things. We have learned so much today. Absolutely none of it had to do with Coriander Society, but our
None of
worlds
it.
are
You know
enriched
what?
and enlightened.
I think this is a better show format. Let's just keep doing this. Also, LaFawn, we're gonna need a daily Windows shortcut because apparently you're
Oh,
so
shit.
good at them.
Oh my god, I just dropped a stunt cat. Oh no. Shoot.
What'd you do?
There you go.
I fixed it. I messed up the worksheet, but I fixed it. Don't worry.
I think daily I
man.
might run out, but I could probably do like weekly, maybe.
Learn with Lapon. Well, it's a new segment.
There we are.
You gave me a shortcut in the tech check. I had like a window that was missing.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
That's true.
And I was just
That's
like, let
true.
me just ask these nerds instead of like Googling.
Okay, well, strictly speaking, that's what I was before I got into esports. I was the person that people like tech companies would go to be like, I can't bother Googling things. Find the answer for me.
Ah, yes,
So-
the tech company to D&D pipeline.
There it is.
Present.
Okay,
Showrunner,
I promised
what
that
are we
we would
doing?
talk about. I promised we would talk about. Asana said, "What happened to you guys?" You two in the show seem very against trusting people. Like, is there a backstory to that? Is that just the culture of the world? What do you think?
Everyone on Ascus trusts and loves their neighbor unconditionally. If there's someone you feel that you cannot trust, please report them to the ministry, as they may need intense rehabilitation to rejoin society. Everything is fine. Everything is wonderful.
What the public service announcement said, that's my official response.
When it's on the record.
Correct.
Liz?
Yeah, I think with the Dolores, it's more like she does trust people, but for the most part. But like, I think her worldview has been utterly, chaotically fucked in the last, what has this been, a month?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's less that like she doesn't trust Yasmin. It's more like she does, but also like, just kind of having your foundations rocked like that will do that to a person, I think.
And I think for Yasmin, for like a serious answer, someone who's as gifted intelligently as she is, it's a little surprising that she's not in an academic circle somewhere, trying to have advancement in that field, and that she's on kind of her own. And I think that kind of informs the level of whatever would happen to a person that, rather than having all the resources afforded to them that would be naturally granted as part of the system, if someone like that is on the outside, why? And that probably informs how much they're capable or willing to trust those around them.
Interesting. And I don't know, because like John and I haven't not John, Matt and I haven't watched the other episodes, but maybe this is something where the viewers know more about what's happened.
The
than
viewers
us.
know the characters and their backstories a lot more because we talked about it in their opening episodes. And a lot of you have had the chance to learn a little bit about each other. And I'm hoping that in every subsequent episode, we'll have moments where you can, not necessarily do the BioWare, tell me more about your backstory. Tell me more about your culture. Like dialogue tree thing, but some of these details can come up organically. And that you can get to know each other more as characters. I was very happy with the character work that happened tonight, and I'm hoping to facilitate more of that.
Yeah, I like when little tidbits of info come up and like how we just sort of like sprinkle them in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know with myself, like Asana was trying to notate something like with the, if you die, you can move your soul. Like that is something that has happened to Asana. So there was like a little like hint. Ask me about this. So we kind of spent all of our time on the memes and the bullshit, but that's fun. That was great. Joe, can you give us a little recap of the episode?
Yeah.
I should give you more like lead up before I
you're
just
fine.
throw that on you.
You're fine. I'm the dungeon master with you folks. I'm used to having things just thrown on me. In episode 4 of Coriander Society Inaequa, as Delaris and Yasmin led John Carmichael and Asena into the Tenarius tunnels, John and Asena learned that good and evil here are very confused and very back and forth. When they actually met Ibis Fatalibus, they discovered he knew they were coming. He was given a piece of the flesh of Kur by an agent of Yachak. He deliberately allowed it to fall into the hands of the celestial heroes because he wants these newcomers to kill them. Ibis was very casual, talking about his participation in the Pact Malefic, and invited all 4 of these characters to a meeting of the Tenarius Syst. He revealed the secret of Inaequa. Well, he revealed the secret, and Yasmin did most of the explanation, showing how the life force of souls in this world is being collected and used to power their society, and that this system cannot hold forever, and all life on Ascus is at risk. He made a deal with John and Asena to kill celestial heroes in exchange for the flesh of Kur. Our heroes were then dropped off out of the Clockwork Fortress into the Tenarius tunnels to try to set an ambush for whoever it was that was coming after the Satanist Cincture, the portal to hell that was being secured by one of the most powerful spellcasters. That very spellcaster is in the tunnel with them, with 2 flaming chariots, and a powerful warrior, one of the celestial heroes named Gruck the Axe, who has now demanded that they return the band of Kaider Morak in exchange for a peaceful resolution. John swore by the dragon goddess Tiamat that he would allow this, but Tiamat is a fickle deity. Will our heroes honor this deal? Will they fulfill the letter or the spirit of it? Will they betray Gruck the Axe? What will happen next? You'll have to tune in to find out.
Tune in to Coriander Society next week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you all so much for playing the show, and also to our viewers. And we'll see you next time. As for tonight, this case is closed.